Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know. Shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know. Every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know. I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show. This is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy BVO Boxing. Back with another video, man. Do you know what time it is? Salute my man Boxing Menu Podcast in here early. Salute to you, brother. Get big show today, talking about Emiliano Vargas getting ready to fight. Hopefully sooner than later. Emiliano Vargas versus Keyshawn Davis, I think, which would be a huge fight. Emiliano Vargas is probably one of the most talented guys in boxing right now. I think he's second to none when it comes to talent. You got a lot of people hype jobs like Abdullah Mason, who's been put on his pockets numerous times. I just think it's kind of a joke when you talk about him in the same breath as Emiliano Vargas. Emiliano Vargas has never been on his pockets. Oh, all right. Go ahead, Crush.
What's happening? What's going on? What's going on, bro? Peace. Happy Friday to everybody. The weekend is here. Little lightweight fight weekend is here and all that. This weekend and all that. But man, I want to talk about this topic we got going on. Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? And then if y'all slow, y'all need to go check out that legendary classic, that legendary go-go classic right there. So here's the thing. So we talking about Keyshawn Davis and Emiliano Vargas. Didn't think that we would be talking about these two right now. With thinking these guys were getting the ring. We heard a lot of talks about wanting to see Vargas in there with the young Abdullah Mason. Y'all just heard what brother BVO, you know how he feels about Mason and Vargas. I'm gonna let him have that. He feel the way that he feel. I feel the way that I feel. I'm not here to debate him on that. I just know if they get in the ring, I just feel as though my guy will win, and he feels that way. But we gotta talk about this situation here. Now, I think it is a smart move for Emiliano Vargas to stay away from Keyshawn Davis. Now, as much as we need to see Keyshawn Davis really get tested, Emiliano Vargas is not the test for Keyshawn Davis. And that's just that. Emiliano, he has other prospect problems. Besides the Abdullah Mason, who I think will beat him, but they got to get in the ring and we'll settle it that way. But Keyshawn Davis would definitely be, in my opinion, not a good fight, especially right now for Emiliano Vargas. So hopefully Emiliano's not saying things out of his mouth about facing certain fighters and then he don't get in the ring with them, because I ain't got time for the nonsense. We know in this good old goofy sport of boxing right now, people say things and really don't mean them. They say it to get notoriety because somebody else's name is all over the place, so they want to have their names and mentioned in the same manner and capacity. But this is not the case for that. This is the easy what you call a pelican brief, a briefcase, because I don't think there should be any too much of a door rated back and forth about who would win out of these guys. Emiliano, he got a lot of more development to go. Keyshawn, who has lesser holes to tighten up on. That wouldn't be a good fight. If it went down and Keyshawn Davis beat the brakes off of Emiliano Vargas, he would not get no credit from me. Marky Dan, you in the building. Just ask my man, Marky Dan. How you feel about it, bruh?
Yeah. Salute. We're going out, and we all. I mean, I don't really have no feelings about it because to me, they're in two different stages of their career. Emiliano is still a prospect to me. So, like you said, like it's really no reason for him to go at Keyshawn right now if you're not really about it right now. You know what I'm saying? He probably still another 3, 4 years away before. Well, I'd say he 2 years away from the contender stage. He's 3, 4 years away before we hear about his name in talks for a title. So, like you said, why even waste people's time talking about it?
Well, I'll
Yeah.
say this. Emiliano, shoot to my brother Jeff from Queens. Shout out to Left Rack. Look at GD hanging out with the brothers, man. I'm so proud of you, boy. I mean, look at GD got a beard in his hand, hanging out with the brothers, man. I'm telling you, man, I wish they could see you now. Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Marky, while I get this going. Hold on.
Nah, that's pretty much all I had on it. I mean, what's the point in bringing it up right now when you still a prospect? You know what I'm saying? Work on developing what you got to develop. Learn as much as you can learn as quick as possible, and just trust your team and your father. I mean, if your father, if anybody should know better than to rush in quick, it's Emiliano Vargas, because he should be able to look at his father's career and saw what happened. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If his father had waited a little bit, he probably would have made a lot more money. But he's one of those guys. I talked about it on CDK's show today. He's one of those guys that fell on the sword for boxing because he got in there when he was real young. He took a lot of punishment, but he gave us exciting fights that we're gonna talk about for a long time. Like that Felix Trinidad fight. Like that was crazy. Like Tito almost took him out in the first round, like dropped him 2 or 3 times. Then he come back and dropped Tito, and Tito got a point deducted in the same round, and then it's even. And then it's just toe to toe, and then Tito sleep him like that's one of my favorite fights to watch. Like, that's
And
Yeah.
Mexico, Puerto Rico on
I gotta
display.
say this. My bad. I had to get my audio together. I gotta say this, man.
That's
We talking
Mexico.
about
Yeah.
He's so much
Emiliano
better too.
Vargas, El General. We talking about the future of boxing right now. I mean, while Keyshawn Davis was 22, 23 years old, going back to the Olympics, my man Vargas was a pro at 18, fighting on top rank at 18. So this is not even a question. I mean, Emiliano Vargas might be arguably the best fighter at top rank. I mean, he's shown it, young age. He said he wanted to be champion before he's 22. I believe he's 21. And I think he's ready. We seen Abdullah Mason get put on his pockets. I mean, by a bum. An Amazon driver. I mean, the old term, from the 50s was cab driver. So they went and grabbed a dollar cab and said, "Hey, you dollar cab man, get out here and fight Abdullah Mason." And he put Abdullah Mason on his pockets with short right hooks. Now, if you think those short right hooks wouldn't hurt Abdullah, just wait till a monster like El General gets in there and smashes him and beats him to death. I'm telling you, man, we talking about the future of boxing right now. We got to put some
Uh,
respect on the El General's name. This dude has
Hey.
shown to be a future box office star. They pushing him, clean kid. No drama, no monkey business, baby. No monkey business. Shout out to my West Indian people. No monkey business, as you guys know. Just a straight talented guy. I mean, some say he could be the next Oscar De La Hoya, the next Golden Boy,
I
the
told
next
you,
king of
Crush. I told
boxing.
you, I got it
Hold on,
wrong.
hold
I
on,
said
hold
it
on,
was
hold on, hold on. I didn't
Duran.
interrupt
I
you. I
said it
didn't
was
interrupt you, Mark.
Duran, but I got it right. Go ahead.
Hold on. I didn't interrupt you, man. When you pulled out your sugar cane sticks and started talking, I didn't interrupt you. But I'll just say this.
Man,
Emiliano Vargas, Elgin around. If he gets in there right now with Keyshawn Davis, he stops him, beats him to death, probably or put him to bed, probably 7th, 8th round. I can see him right now asleep. Um, and you know what I hope Emiliano does? I hope he put his foot on the ground so that Keyshawn Davis don't hit his head too hard on the cement. You want to make it home. You don't want him to be brain dead. So hopefully Emiliano put his boot out so he catch his head when he fall, man. That's my only thing. Shout out to my
uh,
man B3. Go ahead.
Man, are you out of your
so
mind?
first off,
Go ahead,
What's
Mark.
good with the guys, man? Y'all cook on
yeah,
him real quick. That was a whole lot of cap.
Oh yeah, I'm
yeah,
about
Hold
to
on,
put you
B3.
on
Hold on,
blast.
B3. Hold on. Don't run from the smoke. I know you scary. Don't run. Don't
no,
run when the big
hold
dogs
on.
call
I
your
got
Hold
you
on,
name.
but,
first. No,
but, but go ahead,
hold on.
crush him, Marky.
Yeah, hold on. So firstly, the first cap was did you say that Emiliano Vargas is the best fighter on Top Rank's roster?
I said
That's
arguably.
not no
It's
arguably. You got Monster and Nui. You got
arguably.
Beterbiev. You got man, Xander Zayas is better than old boy
Cap.
right now. What are you
Cap.
talking about?
Tell him to go get a
You
title.
capping.
Tell him to go get a title. Tell him to go
Tell
get a
me,
title.
bro, tell Emiliano Vargas go fight somebody. How
He didn't
about
fought
that, bro?
people.
You
He didn't fought
capping.
people. Hold on. Now,
Hold on. No, you hold on. Then I literally said it earlier. I said he was gonna compare. He gonna say, "Oh, he the new Durant." I got it wrong though. He said he the new Oscar, bro. BVO, you need to stop. This man, listen, good fighter, good young fighter. I can't wait to see him get up there. But you doing too much. You capping.
hold
I
on.
Man,
mean, I mean, and can I mean, did Emiliano even did he play? Was he on the American Olympic
Then,
team?
then,
I
then
missed
you say,
that.
then you say,
No, he was
if he
pro.
fought
He was a
Keyshawn right
pro.
now, he'd sleep
He
him.
was a
You
pro. He
Oh,
didn't have
crazy,
oh,
time to
so he
go on no
wasn't he
Olympic.
wasn't
He
good enough
get
to
money.
make the Olympic team. I got you.
man.
Okay.
Keyshawn would dust him right now.
Hold
You
on. This is the same
crazy.
Keyshawn. Hold on. This is the same Keyshawn who went back to the Olympics as a grown man.
The same Keyshawn that just slept a 154 pounder that weighed in at
Yeah,
154.
let me
That
let me say
Keyshawn.
hold on, Marky. Let me say this. This is the same Keyshawn that went back to the smoke. The guy that beat him 3 times, he went to go. He didn't duck and run. He said,
Uh
"No,
huh.
I'm gonna go and get that back." So, and then you talk about belts, but correct me if I'm wrong. That Ring Magazine interview, Emiliano literally was ducking a belt in Keyshawn. He said he didn't want to fight Keyshawn. So your boy, he's looking a little suspect right now. He kind of soft, if you ask me. Why would you want to fight a prospect when you got a champion saying your name? Go fight that champion since he ain't nobody. Since you can beat him, if you that good. Yeah, we know a lot with these Vargas guys. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. We seen Amato get a gift decision a couple weeks ago. The 54 pounder. I mean, all due respect, he's only a so decent fighter. And Emiliano, I mean, they got kid gloves on him. Top Rank won't even let him off the leash. So I mean, until he get in there with a black fighter, BVO, I mean, your boy, he's looking straight up and down, no special effects.
Hold on. Let me answer B3. And you know, I want to start this off by saying, B3, you my brother, and I love you, man. But at the end of the day, the thing that you're doing, you're getting up here with your back straight, as my grandma would say, and you're telling people stories, man. We don't want to hear your stories. We want the truth. The people in the doghouse want the truth. They want the truth, man. Stop with the cap. Emiliano El General himself has never been on his pockets. He got an iron chin. We've never seen him drop. We didn't see Abdullah Mason get dropped almost 3 times by a cab driver, a dude who works at Amazon. What is they call it? Amazon Flex. Amazon Flex driver or Uber driver or a Lyft driver is the guy that had him on his pockets, about to go to bed. And we talking about Emiliano Vargas, man. All he needs to do is decide what he want to do. The world is his. We already know. Little Red don't want no smoke. We already know Keyshawn don't really want no smoke. We know Shakur's broken brittle
We
hands.
we
Gingerbread man don't want no smoke. So we'll see what happens, man. All I can say is this: the edge on the route knocks Keyshawn, puts him on his pockets 3 or 4 times before he gives him a brutal knockout. I can see a left hand right to the jaw. Brutal knockout, puts in the bed, maybe knock a few teeth out, man. But that's all I got on that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
hey, I didn't even get to hear the OG Crush. Crush, cook this guy, please.
Oh man, I gotta turn on the burners real quick, man. It's Friday, so I'm out with just fry something.
Yeah,
And
dip
by a
him in
couple
that
of these
oil.
old cabinets that just went on by my partner. I'm appalled right now, and I shouldn't, but I'm a cook this real quick. Wait a minute, partner. What do you mean? This kid ain't done anything. He ain't done nothing yet. He's a prospect that's still under the microscope. He hasn't been tested. He ain't fought nobody to let us know that he's really that guy. He's been in there with guys that he just overmatched so daggone easy. Now to say that he's arguably one of the best, he is arguably not one of the best. He got a whole lot work to do with which will over there at Top Rank. And regardless how Top Rank move, they got a lot of talent. And especially around in that weight class where your homeboy is supposed to be at. He got to do something, my man. And you talking about acting like he the second coming of his daddy. He'd be the second coming of Rush to get bum rush the show style like Public Enemy. Emiliano ain't done nothing yet. And I ain't saying he's garbage, but doing it, he ain't great. What are we talking about? He got to put some weight on it like Big Daddy.
Mike, what you doing?
You got to put some weight on it. He ain't put no weight on nothing yet. When we going to see this dude fight somebody? I'll be 56 in a couple months. It'll be about 65 when I see him fight some dad.
Salute, Harlow. Appreciate you coming through.
He got a whole lot of work to do.
Man, I pray we all still here at that point, Crush.
He might not even carry, none of them might not even carry their daddy's name successfully. That's the very possibility. We just seen what happened to the other brother. Oh, he looked like trash truck juice.
Got his
This
head
was
split open.
and all type of everything else. Now, the other one, he's pretty much okay, but these guys they don't strike me like that. They good. But, you know, when you look at a prospect, you like, this is the real deal. Like Holyfield, he don't give me that. But he's good. But, man, it's going to take some time to see what Emiliano, the general. He ain't no damn general. You better give him a goddamn private strike. He get one strike. He's a damn private right now. Talk about El General. He ain't no 1-star, 2-star, no kind of star, El General, or nothing. What did he run down
Let's
on?
talk
What
about
did he conquer? What crowns did he take? What stones did he snatch? Not a daggone thing. And I don't want you Emiliano fans to make me have to pull out the moist meter for y'all moist behinds, but that's the truth.
Whoa.
Until Emiliano do some work, I don't want to hear no overhyped stuff about no daggone Emiliano unless somebody getting cut and check, and I'm going to have to come and rob somebody. But I digress.
This is a sick Negro.
Go ahead, CDK.
Hey, Chris, thank you for that, man. I'm at work. I had to come out the building. I got tired of hearing all that capping. It like it drove me crazy. I couldn't take it no more.
I had to come out the
I couldn't take it. I come outside as
Yo,
a
Cap and
motherfucker.
them drove this man away from his money. That's crazy, yo.
Listen, man, BVO Vargas has done nothing, bro. I ain't got no problem. He's a prospect at best. Let him do something, then let's start to talk about him. I see how they moving Abdullah Mason. Hey, it was a lesson learned. Abdullah Mason was out there. He was reckless. He learned his lesson. But that dude got real talent. We can see that. I ain't taking nothing from him, your guy, whatever, but he hasn't done anything. And they're going to keep them kitty lane daycare gloves on him for a long time. And just like somebody said, until he get in there with, somebody look like us, I won't give you no credit. Because we
Let me
were
ask you this,
start and where
CDK.
it in the sport of boxing. You know how De La Hoya became a star? Hold on, let me tell you this. You know how De La Hoya became a star? He was able to beat people that look like us. You know how Canelo became a star? It go through us, baby. And he ain't done that yet. Keep it real, man. Stop all this capping for these people around here. What's wrong with you?
Now you know what? I expect this from the Chi-Town brother, man. So salute, man. Chi-Town gonna do that. And see, this is what happens. This is what happens when you let GDs in your house, man. They get in here, they get to talking crazy. So I ain't gonna hold it against you, man. Shout out to the west side of Chicago, man.
Hey,
You
Crush,
know
Crush.
what?
We gonna both be 60. We gonna both be 65 or 70 before that man get a world title shot to beat somebody.
Well, I'll say this to answer both my dear brothers, both my esteemed brothers, and to answer the known racist himself. They call him Kanye West of Boxing Talk B3. To answer him, the Black Klansman B3. What I'll say is this: when we talk about Emiliano Vargas, we've never seen him on his pockets. We've never seen him even look violent in the fight. We know for a fact when you look at Emiliano Vargas, he has the look. He has the charisma, and he got the power in both hands to be the king of boxing. And I'll put it like this. The cool thing about it is, guess what? We're going to get to see it. Because we already heard Emiliano Vargas say, I would love to fight Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason was quiet. Y'all don't believe me? Check out the interview with Joe Tussator and Emiliano Vargas where he let Abdullah Mason know you can get it. You can get it. You got to bring it to get it. You gotta bring it to get it, as Roy said. And he called that punk's name. Abdullah Mason's been quiet.
Yeah, he called that Abdullah name once he went to 140. Tell him to take his punk behind back down to 135 and say that nonsense, BBO.
Man,
you know it's all cat. And your boy just went up to 140 when he might just get the brakes beat off. He might get a PI to beat out of him. Throwing up out of here.
Let me just say, I ain't got no problem with
at the left 135. I ain't trying to hear that, man.
He called his name, Crush. He called his name, and Abdullah didn't say a word.
Had to go to another weight class, bro. Why he had the same energy when he was still at
like some clout
135?
chasing
I'm not
to me.
trying to hear that, bro. You don't
Well,
get
we
no
didn't know
credit
until
for
recently that he couldn't make the weight.
I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't trying to hear that.
BVO. I ain't got no problem with you feeling like Abdullah Mason would lose to him because I don't think Abdullah Mason is necessarily proven himself yet. He ain't really fought nobody yet. But you gotta stop the cap, bro. Stop with this level of cap, bro. Saying this man is the best fighter at top rank? Come on, BVO. This dude's a B+ fighter at best. He's like, I think like, man. You know, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I want to see the dude in the big fight. I don't think he can beat Abdullah. But yeah, that's your opinion, BVO. I'm gonna just let you have that. But that was way too much.
I know right now, Abdullah Mason is being more he's getting more prepared than Emiliano because he's fighting way more. Which I would like to see a lot more of Emiliano. I like him. I just don't like him like BBO likes him. You know what I'm saying? And even though Marky Dan, you said he hasn't done enough yet, Abdullah, but he has done something for us to see because he is stepping up in competition as he do these fights. So we do see evidence of Abdullah Mason. We don't see enough evidence of the young Emiliano Vargas. Now
Isn't Abdullah still fighting 6-round fights?
Look, what he got, the Jordache look. He
let me ask you this:
the chicks calling him out. I mean, he ain't got the Ryan Garcia type of aura for the looks and all that. This man he's not even to sell like that, man. Nobody's calling him out.
Damn.
I just know the goddamn Mexican Richter scale. Fans ain't worrying about him like that. The little teenage girls, they still worrying about Ryan Garcia and they worrying about other little dudes. They ain't nobody.
They don't know who know Emiliano Vargas. The only people that know Emiliano is BBO. He the only one pushing it. I mean, and Crush ain't no way you can look. Hey, Crush ain't no way you can like love a Hispanic more than BVO.
I know.
No way.
I mean, BVO, he'll literally drop rice and beans off the Vargas crib. You know what I'm saying? He
This is a sick Negro.
With a side of baked chicken to go along with it, man. BVO crazy.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
You go from Canelo to T.O. to Ryan. Now we on Emiliano Vargas. I ain't surprised, to be honest, though.
Well, I just show love what love is due. The thing about it is, why in the world all of a sudden if you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, I didn't know Abdullah Mason was a merman. I didn't know he couldn't speak because all of a sudden, when King El General himself calls him out, he loses his ability to speak. So I don't
Nah,
know.
that's cap.
He
That's
might be a mermaid.
he talking about a future fight. He ducking Keyshawn, but he wants to try to push a future fight with Abdullah. He thinks that's gonna be a pay-per-view fight in the future. But in all seriousness, I think if he run into a Nahir Albright, he not gonna make it to Abdullah. Nahir Albright will put hands on Emiliano. Emiliano is one of the most protected young prospects I ever seen in the sport of boxing, and
Mm.
ultimately what he needs to do, and ultimately he just came out and said he got a hairline fracture fighting a cab driver. So if you're hurting your hands in this early stage, you're 20 years old against these cab drivers, what are you going to do when you step up in levels? So I think Emiliano, he needs to watch his mouth because the fans don't like that duck talk. And he needs to be careful with that because the Hispanic fans will turn against you if they feel like if you don't want that smoke. So that's why, like, he can speak English, so all the American fans understand what he's saying. So when he's saying that Keyshawn ain't did nothing, Keyshawn did over 10,000 tickets his first main event, and he's won a world title in 13 fights. What
Damn.
have you done, Emiliano Vargas? All you've done is get hurt against a cab driver, and now we ain't seen you in 8 months.
Damn.
Mm.
So
Hold
what?
on,
So
hold
we
on, hold
need.
on. And this is coming from a brother, man. This is coming from a brother who's watching a grown man have 6 round fights. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're better than that. We know when we hear Cap. And you know what's so funny about this? Isn't Abdullah Mason still fighting 8 rounders? Has he had a 10 round fight yet? I think the Elgin and Ryle been fighting 10 rounders from the gate. From the
You
gate,
think
we've
or
been
you
fighting
know,
10
man.
rounders. You gotta die.
Yeah, hey, this
Go
guy's
ahead.
he's big in your he's LeBron in your eyes, huh? He's like the second coming. Like this, you build this kid. He's
LeBron.
had 10 rounders. He ain't fought. I already showed you his resume. He ain't
We like
fought
Jordan,
nobody.
man. I like Michael Jordan. I don't like
Listen,
LeBron. We like
I'm
Jordan.
talking about phenom. You looking at this guy like he's a young phenom. We haven't
Yeah.
seen that on display. He's not an Olympian. He didn't come in and win a world title in his first 10, 12, 13 fights.
That's a
He's still
prospect.
he's a prospect. He's not even in a contender status. Abdullah was just signed to fight Al Calbron, a real guy in Giovanni Cabrera, who got in there and got a bad decision against Pitbull, and we know he beat Pitbull. That's who Abdullah was signed lined up to fight. Who's Miliano fighting this weekend? BVO.
Man,
Oh,
we
fuck.
12-0 with 10. So what are you talking about?
And name one person on the resume, and his last name cannot be Gonzalez or Rodriguez.
Larry Flares. We beat Larry Flares
I
to
think he
death.
has a Conley. So I think that's a Union man from England. I think he
Hold on,
has
you
one of
basically
those.
he said
Union man.
He got a union
he
work
needs you
on
to
it.
he said he's a union man.
Yeah,
He got it, man.
Union man.
Emiliano pulling brothers from the
That's a
steel mill.
get it how you get it, man. It is what it is.
Well, I give you that he hasn't fought any brothers yet. So I mean, his last two opponents, last opponent was 20-7. Opponent before that was 13-6. So he's been fighting monsters. I mean, oh that no, the
Man,
guy he's fighting small 27. So I mean, he's been fighting some okay guys. I mean, nothing special, nothing to write home about. But he got 10 big time knockouts. He's 5'9". And I think Elgin Rao, man, is gonna be something special, man.
I
Cause
got a question for Mark. I got to cut you off. I got a question for Mark and Crush real quick. Who's the best? Who's the best at what they do in boxing as far as building prospects?
Top rank.
Um,
Top
yeah,
rank.
I would have to agree with that top rank.
I mean that tells you everything you need to know right there. Now we got a brother that actually went to the Olympics and became a world champion in 13 fights. And that's Keyshawn Davis, who the El General said he want no parts of. And then we got a guy that we know for a fact is on a top ranked diet. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even no comparison. And plus, Abdullah, he actually fought Johan Vasquez, who honestly, if people know he's a puncher. I know he's a puncher because I watch boxing. So
Mm-hmm.
he
yeah.
got clipped, and then he came back and stopped him. Now everybody like when Inoue got clipped by Neri and then came back and stopped him. He gets full credit, right? So Abdullah gets full credit for getting dropped, not being hurt, and coming back and stopping his opponent. We need to see Emiliano with a level of adversity, preferably against a black fighter, in order to see where he's really at.
So you're basically telling me until he fights some blacks, we can't give him his credit.
Exactly.
That's the most.
I ain't gonna say
I,
that. I ain't gonna say that. If he fight a cold Mexican fighter or become a champion fighting a Mexican, I mean, I'm gonna give him his credit. But I don't know. You know, B3, he's on his Black Panther stuff. You know, that's his phase right now.
yeah, I
Gotta
mean,
respect it.
we already know
Man,
how.
this is always how I'm gonna be. Listen, but you can't blatantly duck. You can't talk that talk and blatantly move around like Tiafimo. He
Nah,
talked all
nah,
that.
nah.
He talked
That's
all that
okay.
black
That's
talk,
okay, B3.
and then he
But you
moved
saying
around.
until he fights a black, you ain't gonna give him no credit. That's crazy.
I never said that. That's BVO. What I'm telling you is he's not. He's ducking blatantly. I mean, how could you sit up here and be in the profession in the sport of boxing? You got a champion calling your family a pack of chihuahuas, and then you literally got the nerve to come out and say you don't want to fight him. I mean, I don't want to. I know it's late. I don't want to go off too much, but I mean, that's some
I mean,
soft
we
ass
never even
shit.
heard of this guy you talking about, man. You,
You know what I'm
it's like
saying? They trying to say he's boring. They trying to say nobody wants to watch him. They making up every excuse. So when it comes to this kid Emiliano, with all due respect, he sounded like a hoe.
hold on, you want to fight another boring black fighter? I get it.
I know,
That
I know.
makes sense.
Who's a
All the
boring
black
black
fighters
fighter?
that win are boring. I know. Hold on, let me run. I know some of the black fighters he's saying is boring. Keyshawn Davis,
Keyshawn can't
Tank
beat him in depth.
Davis,
Oh, Lord.
Terrence Crawford. I mean, there's the list going. Who else is Tank Davis boring? I mean, who else do you want? What about Oshaki Foster? What about Lamont
Oh,
Roach?
Shocky Foster,
What about
boring guy in
Hitchens?
boxing history.
Get out of
I
your
know, but
mind. Dude, what's wrong with you,
I'm just
BB?
naming all Black American
Why do you
champions.
hate yourself, BBL? What's wrong with you?
Hold on. We're not gonna do that, especially from the dude that work in the fields. What I'll say is this.
There
This
you
what I say.
go.
It's what I say. No matter how you put it, no matter how you slice it, you can word it all you want. You can use those wonderful words you learned in Job Corps all you want. But I'll tell you this. When we talk about Emiliano Vargas, mark my words, just like I told you before, he's going to be one of the best fighters in boxing. Just keep your eyes up. Just like when I used to support that piece of trash, Tio, I told everybody Tio was the best. What he do? He went in there and beat Josh Taylor to death. Went in there and beat Lomachenko at 23 years old. So BVO know what he's talking about, man. Only people, everybody I back becomes lineal champion, not just champion, lineal champion. So I digress on that. But let me ask you guys this: what you guys think about Mayor getting back in the ring?
Which who?
That's gonna be a good
Mayor,
fight.
think about her getting
Uh,
back in.
Oh, Michaela
Michaela.
Merrick. Oh yeah, that's a yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Michaela, she's a good boxer. She got a lot of tools. You know, she real tough. I just feel like Sandy put that pressure on her in the first fight. I don't see Michaela winning this fight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I got Michaela. I mean, I got Sandy winning this fight. I don't got Michaela.
I can see that. Only
The
thing
upset.
about Michaela is that I think she's starting to get a little long in the tooth. That's the only thing that worries me about this fight because she
Yeah.
just started to get, you're just looking at her like, dang, she's kind of lost it. She kind of lost a step. And I just think that just comes with boxing, man. People going to
For
lose.
age.
Age is real. Father
And
time.
she moved up crazy weight, bro. She moved up like 3 weight classes.
Yeah, I mean, she's getting older. I don't think she can make those smaller weight classes. I would love to see her. Seriously, I would love to see her. If she doesn't win this fight, I wouldn't mind if she retired because the slippage with her is so noticeable.
I,
And if you're a fan, you kind of just don't want to see her get. I don't want to see her get put on her pockets and put out the game because
Did you see the first fight?
I think that and I don't. This is just my opinion. I think that Alicia Bumgarner fight. I think that took a lot out of her.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
that was a really emotional loss and defeat for her. Like she was crying and running to her dressing room. That was like
And
tough
she
to
Shout
took
out
watch.
to
and she
Taylor.
took some big punches, man. I
Yeah.
mean, people don't give
Well,
Alicia.
it was even tougher, BBO, because she really believes she won.
I
Mhm.
mean, unless you had Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. and the lady that
Man.
said she was blind. Those are the only people who would say that. But we seen her get beat to
Right.
death. I'm
No
just I'm
question.
Yeah, I
just
had
being
that fight
real.
a draw. I had that fight a draw. It was close.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was a close fight in my opinion too.
go ahead.
I didn't
I
have
ain't
that
had no
fight. I
problem
don't
with
think that fight was
Bumgarner
close.
taking it. I'm just saying it was very close. It could have went to either one of those ladies.
Some
Yeah, I
people
mean you
thought
reach it, you
they
reach
had
it,
won that fight.
you
My
reach it,
fault, BBL.
you reach
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Some people they like the favorite whites, but
There we
I
go.
think
There you
I
go.
think I think Alicia boxed beautifully in that fight, beat her easy, and I think Sandy got A-sided on Top Rank in that first fight. I think she was the aggressor. She was landing a big right hand all throughout the fight, and one of the judges only gave her 3 rounds. So yeah. So I
It was a
mean, you
choke.
gotta deal with that when you. I mean, when you know what time it is, when it's business involved, you got to get stoppages. So I think Sandy gonna go for the stoppage.
Yeah,
You know, the fight I'm
What we
looking
know?
for more than anything is seeing TF in there with Zapata. This
Mm.
fight really, I think, might turn into a trilogy. I really think that the judges shows that they're very biased. I don't know. Let me ask you guys this: do you think TF needs a knockout to win this fight? I think the
Absolutely.
fight's from Mexico, if I'm not mistaken.
If you don't,
well,
Absolutely. I
yeah,
mean, you look at Oshaki Foster's fight when he fought Rocky Hernandez. They had
wow,
Oshaki losing every round.
crazy.
All three of the judges, they had Oshaki losing every single round. Outside the round, he dropped them. So yeah, absolutely. Tevin Farmer needs a knockout to win this fight, especially because Zepeda's gonna be coming forward. He's gonna be the pressure fighter, and he's gonna be throwing more volume.
yeah.
So he's at a big disadvantage.
Well, let me ask you
Yeah.
this: this is something that's been kind of on my mind. Do you guys think that Shakur has a chance when it comes to Zapata because of the work weight and those brittle hands? What do you guys
Absolutely.
think?
Absolutely, because he has excellent footwork. He knows how to. He knows what distance to fight at, where Zepeda cannot hit him, and he can get his own work done.
Yeah,
I think that's an
and
easy fight for Shakur.
Cepeda, he's susceptible to getting countered in the pocket. Like you seen with Tevin rolled and cracked him with that big left hand.
But
So
we've never seen Shakur stay in a pocket like that. He likes to jump out. You know, he like to run. Let's be honest.
he
He
did
doesn't
with
keep.
Robson. He did with Robson, but he said he liked to run. Zepeda's not that guy. Zepeda, he's a real strong guy. He's Mexican, and he trains in altitude. He got a good coach in Panda. But when it comes to the sport of boxing, it's hit and not get hit. Now, Tevin Farmer, he doesn't have a Shakur type style, so he's gonna get hit a little bit more than a Shakur would. But
You sure he slip a lot of shots? Shakur runs. I mean, he was right there in the pocket. You know, making Zapata miss. I don't know if that means a lot to you, but that means quite a bit to me that he's making the man miss like that.
no, absolutely. I thought it was a beautiful performance. I feel like he didn't get his just due on the cards. I think he edged that fight out if I go back and rescore it. But you talking about an elite fighter, like you was talking about the Olympics earlier with Oscar De La Hoya. We talking
Yeah.
about a guy in Shakur that's been a world champion since he was like 15, and then ultimately, an Olympian, and then ultimately a 3 division champion versus a guy that just got dropped by Tevin Farmer. It's
Who
about to
does
be
Shakur
it's
beat to get
levels.
those belts? That's my big question. I've never
I
really
mean, he
heard of.
beat. Hold on. You need some help? I got you. He beat a decorated amateur and Joet Gonzalez, who got wins over 10.
Nah.
He also hold on. He also beat another champion. He took a belt from another champion, Jamel Herring, who we know is a decorated amateur as well. Oscar De La Hoya. I mean, excuse me, Oscar Valdez, an Olympian, took his belt in the unification. So ultimately, I mean, I don't know what more you want from the young guy. What more do
Joey
you want?
Gonzalez's nickname is Booty Call. Everybody done ran through him.
He said booty call.
Wow.
See, Mark, you gotta do a little
That's for
research.
real.
He actually
Everybody
he
done ran through
Joet.
Joey Gonzalez.
What did Arnold Kagai? Did Arnold Kagai run through him,
You talking about
or did he just get his ass whooped?
Bro, are you kidding me, bro?
I
He
mean,
done fought
he's a top. I mean, you just said no. But I'm just saying after you take a L from a Shakur and a Navarrete and whoever else, and you're still
Alberto
able to compete,
Lopez
and you're still able to, and Alberto Lopez, another champion who's damn near decapitating people.
and the little African boy from 122. His name is failing me right now. He beat Joet
He lost
Givas.
another former champion.
But
You talking about dog?
that's my point.
Dog
But
Bay? You talking about Dog
B3.
Bay?
That's my point. He's at a certain level. He's below that level. And
No,
those
he's
guys that's
at that
on that
level.
level, they run
You're
through
not
it.
gonna win every night, bro. You're not.
He
And
don't
what I'm
win
saying is,
never against them
I
guys.
just told you he just beat a number one guy, so he just took
That's
his ranking.
Arnold Kagai. Who is Kagai beat?
That's it. It don't matter. It's who
It
is
do
where he's at.
matter.
It's where he's ranked. When you told me
I don't know what
somebody is
Monster.
done, you told me somebody was washed, and I'm telling you he's still at the top of his weight class.
I ain't saying he's
Irregardless if he
washed.
can't
I'm
beat the
just saying he's
champion.
not on that level, B3.
On whose level?
He's not on the
Well,
champion level.
we first and foremost we was talking about Shakur,
My bad. Yeah, we get
who was
bogged
a
down in
young
that. Go ahead.
pup. So who was a young pup that went in there and beat Joet, who had animosity built up because Shakur was with his sister.
Dating his sister,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that was crazy.
so he had to overcome that. Then ultimately he had to do a unification against a drug cheat and his team, who the Reynoso team is full of drug cheats and racists. So
Yeah,
he
they
had
the
to go.
juice
So he
crew.
had
I
to
ain't
do
gonna
that,
lie.
and so the Juice Crew. So he had to go up against that. So time and time again, he's proven himself. So I mean, I don't understand the hate for Shakur.
I mean, I think the problem or the hate for Shakur comes from one, he runs his mouth a lot, but then we don't really see too much action in the way of like the guys we actually want to see. When he came up, he was talking really heavy about Devin Haney, was clout chasing, going to his party, sending cakes and bottles, saying sign a contract. Then we put a contract in front of you, and it's your highest payday of your career and you do all this bitching and crying, you come back say you want 50-50. Nah, bro, you clout chasing. Then I don't put too much blame on him for this Tank situation. I don't, but a lot of people do. And that's I don't know. I don't know whose fault that is, but that's just the impression people have of Shakur. Like he's lost a lot of credibility.
I mean,
Credibility.
I can see your point. I can see what you're saying. With the Devin situation, but some people would argue that Devin wasn't going to stay at 135. Well, I mean, so there was talks, but the talks didn't work out, so Devin moved up.
He
And
should
with
have took the
with
fight and
Tank,
beat Devin Skeleton.
yeah, I mean, I'm in full agreement with that.
I'll say this, man. No matter how you want to slice it, I think that I don't want to discredit him, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. The best need to fight the best, and I'm telling you, almost in every weight class exclusively, we don't know who's who. You know, the only weight class that we can actually definitively say who's the best is the heavyweights because they were willing to get in the ring with Turkey Sandwich. Turkey Sandwich put the whole heavyweight division through the gauntlet, and we got to find out Usyk is the best heavyweight in the world. At some point, we got to do that because we keep seeing these guys that we want to give credit to, and I mean, every time they get a real fight, they get beat to death, or they don't look the same. Tank Davis been fighting all these years. You trying to tell me Lamont Roach, the first one that showed you that Tank has weaknesses in the ring? I mean, what is going on? Matchmaking is real. You guys don't understand. We get a lot of good matchmaking. What you got for me, Free? I think Free might be somewhere making lemonade or something.
But
Go ahead.
I think y'all really well, I ain't gonna say y'all. I think you are really lost in the sauce. I think you lost in the sauce because you gotta understand. Just look at that all of the fighters. All of the fighters had a tough outing at the workstation. They had a tough outing. You go back and you look at Devin Haney. He had a tough outing. You go back and you look at Tio when he fought Cambosis. He had a tough outing. He took a loss. You go look at Loma. He took a couple of losses. You go look at Shakur. He had a tough outing. Put up the lowest punch stats in the history of a 12-round fight. So it just happens. Everybody have a bad day at the office, and nobody is exception is excused from that. Everybody has a bad day at the office.
Facts.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't know who made that noise. That you, Marky? Marky,
Only thing I say to that is free. I got it. I need I
It sounded like somebody was driving in the background or something.
oh, okay. Go ahead, B3.
man, I need Devin to come back, and I want to see how Devin look when he come back, because um I know Ryan is like a very talented guy, but I watched that fight again, and I don't know if y'all remember that first punch he hit Devin with. Um, the speed on that was, I mean, it was. BVO, am I tripping? The speed on that punch was
When
like, it
Garcia
was
hit him.
crazy.
Oh yeah, that's the
That
thing. He got that leverage on him, and I mean, Devin
I think
showed
I
you
don't know
got
if
a
that's
good chin.
Mark. Somebody driving.
Um,
Somebody got to mute themselves.
uh, I think no matter how you slice it, salute the shower pulling up. No matter how you slice it, man, I just think that when it come to Ryan, Ryan was tricky, and I know my man B3 gets mad when I say this. If he would have had his original trainer Floyd Senior, or someone with at least basic championship experience, they would have known, because what Devin does is stick to the game plan better than nobody else. But yeah, that might be a good game plan that Ben Davidson drew up. But when that doesn't work, you need a trainer who can guide you through that whole thing. I think if Devin would have had a better trainer, he could have won that fight, because he still dominated Ryan when it counted. Ryan was fighting in spurts at best. Yeah, you talk about the knockdowns, but if you think about it, it could have been like an Andre Ward Kovalev fight if he would have had some better training, because it was so many things he could have took advantage of with Ryan that he didn't. But I'll pass. Go ahead, Free or B3.
I
Yeah, no,
want to hear what Free say to that for sure. What you
no,
think
no.
about that, Free, about Devin if he had another trainer in that situation?
I don't think it. I don't know if it was the trainer. I mean, even with the trainer that he had, if they would have just, if they would have just came in there and fought the way he normally fight. Like I keep telling people, Devin listened to the wrong advice as far as going there trying to knock Ryan out. You're not a knockout artist. You need to stick to who you are. And I've been saying this for a while. He needs to stick to who he is. He is a boxer. If he gets the knockout, then that's great. But we're not looking for you to go in there and knock nobody out. I ain't never said Devin is going to knock this guy out. I heard other people say that. I heard other people say that. But no, you gotta be real. You gotta be
That'd be wishful
be
thinking.
100% with these fighters
Yeah.
and say, yeah, this my fighter, the fighter that I like the most is not a knockout artist. There's nothing wrong with that. But he got so blown up with the hype of going in there to knock somebody out, and then he ended up taking a bad, because if you look at the fight that he had outside of the daggone three knockdowns, he was winning those rounds. He was
Yeah.
winning them.
Yeah, I mean, he
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think he
I
needed to
think
keep
part of
him on
that
the end of his
I
built
punches,
think
it.
part of
but
that you also have to give credit to Ryan though, because I think a
Man, you have to
lot of
give Ryan
the
no credit. That was
no,
Devin's fight to
hold
win.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me speak, sir. I what I was saying is Ryan and a lot of his antics, I think, really made Devin underestimate him coming into that ring, and he wasn't expecting a lot of what he got in that ring.
no
So he
question.
thought he could come forward and bully Ryan and make him look silly, and he got something else. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
But I agree with that, Marky. But another thing is, a lot of times, one of my favorite Devin performances, probably his best performance until he got touched by Linares, was that Linares fight, and he was able to kind of stand in the pocket, land his shots. Linares landed some good shots, but he was able to withstand them. I feel like you saying, he kind of underestimated Ryan in the sense that, for one, Ryan, how Ryan, his antics and how he was doing, how he was acting leading up to the fight. But also, Devin is not this guy that everybody think he's just on the back foot the whole time like a Barboza. He's not Barboza. Devin punches. Devin lands punches. I mean, he's trying to win fights by landing punches. Like he told Regis, he said, "I'm going in there to punch on you." Like that's Devin. Now, with this guy, maybe this guy's just all wrong style wise for Devin, and maybe he'll lose again. But to say, I think, of course, he had to pick his spots. He looked good after he got clipped in the first. He looked good 2 through 6, but in that 7th round, he didn't get his feet around. And ultimately, he was in a bad position and got clipped with that left hook. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I feel like Ryan was cheating. I know he cheated the weight. I don't know if we when we know he got banned substance in the system. I do feel like those factors played into how devastating his punches were when he was hitting Devin. That's just me. Everybody might not believe that, but I believe that. So we just got to see Ryan on a clean, even playing field, man. That's the whole thing. I mean,
Well, let me ask
with
you
the
this:
champ.
what happens if he gets knocked out on a clean playing field? Because that's a possibility.
I mean, he didn't get knocked out when Ryan purposely missed weight and he made weight, and then Ryan
Can't
had
say,
banned
hold on,
substances.
P3, man, hold on, bro. You cannot say that when y'all took the money. You took the money. I don't
You
want to
always
hear
say
about y'all fight.
I
I took the
understand
money.
the money, but we're talking about how the fight played out. And the fight played out is when these guys cut weight and they have to rehydrate the next day. All fighters do that, right? So ultimately, if you struggle to make weight, it's going to affect your performance the next day. All I'm telling you is one guy did not struggle because he cheated the weight, and then ultimately he had substances in his system that wasn't supposed to. So I'm telling you, that's what happened. And then we seen the fight play out. An undisputed champion who we never seen touch the canvas got dribbled off the canvas. But then we gonna act like the weight and the PEDs and none of that mattered. All I'm saying is this, and these people that saying that Jose is gonna stop Devin, stop it. You gonna have to hit Devin with a truck to stop Devin. I mean, at this point,
I
right
mean,
or wrong, BVO, what you think?
I would agree with that. I mean, Devin got a lot of heart. Devin got that Tyson Fury chance when you beat him to death, getting up.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean,
I just think, really, I'm telling you, don't believe it, but Devin is getting outdone because he don't have a trainer. He's got to get a trainer. Bill is obvious at best. Bill has no business at this level. Devin's
See,
I'm
talent got
only the reason I'm gonna disagree with that is because I feel like Bill put he obviously has a team around him and he's putting certain guys in place that possibly have a different perspective or maybe even know more about the sport than him. But ultimately, I can't say that he doesn't know anything when he's been developing his son since a young age in them gyms and learning with his son.
he
So
didn't develop
just
his
his
son.
same.
Remember, he paid the
Hold
money
on, I'm just
to send
saying.
his son.
I know, but you're studying, you're learning too. You think he's not picking up from Floyd Senior, from
No,
Floyd when
he's
he's
not.
in these gyms? Come
No.
on, man. So
look,
he's just come on, man.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. No trainer has automatically came into the sport of boxing and became a top level trainer. They had to gradually learn from different fights to become a top level trainer. So you can go back and look at Emmanuel Stewart. You can look at daggone Boots trainer. I mean not Boots, Buzz trainer, Bomac. You can look at all of these different trainers. They all learned from experience and fight after fight after fight what
Yeah.
mistake they made that they can get better in. So to say that he doesn't deserve to be on that level is ridiculous because he's been winning on that level. He just got into one fight. It was a controversial situation, and you saying, "Oh, he doesn't deserve to be on a level." What made you think that? He didn't. He doesn't have a loss. The man's still undefeated. He's still undefeated. Yeah, they had a bad approach at a fight. That happens. Daggone Floyd Mayweather took bad approaches at certain fights. He went back, fought it again, and it looked totally different the second time that he fought. So it happens. I ain't gonna say he doesn't deserve to be a trainer because he doesn't deserve to be on that level or anything like that. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I think he got his son there. They've been fighting, they've been winning. It just happened. You got to go back to the drawing board. So, okay, you know what? That was a bad game. We can do that game plan again because that didn't work.
I got BVO.
B3,
You still there?
let me say this real quick, B3. If you look in the
I'm
corner
switching.
versus the
Yeah, I'm
Lomachenko
still here.
fight, really, what I would say, you look at the Lomachenko fight, which I thought, people say Loma won, but I thought that was a really good performance by Devin. I don't understand. Did you guys hear Devin tell his dad? He knows he's on to me. He knows what I'm doing. And there was nothing that Bill could do to help him. I'm telling you, Devin is very talented. He's immensely talented. And you seeing a guy overcoming things with his talent. That's not always going to be the case. He's got to get a better trainer. He's
That,
got
that,
to.
does, that doesn't mean that the situation would have been different if he had a different trainer. If Devin would have came back and said, "Hey, he knows what I'm doing," that doesn't mean that the trainer is going to have an answer because it's a different trainer, or you believe he's a better trainer. Doesn't mean that he's going to have an answer. It just means that Lomachenko is better than what Devin thought he was. That's all it means. He's
And
better
not
than what
only
he thought
that,
he was.
free. And not only that, free. It was working up to the 10th round. Then when he realized, when it got to that point, he's like, okay, Pop. He figuring out what I'm doing. And Bill said, "Well, shoot, your brick is faster. You need to shoot your brick and get out of there." So at the end of the day, he gave him some advice. They had already did a whole training camp for Loma, so it's nothing that he's going to change on the fly, or it's really the fact that they had Devin's voice and what he said. So everybody's going to blow that up. But let me ask you this, BVO. Give me a word to describe Bill as a trainer. What
Inexperienced.
comes to mind? Okay,
Inexperienced.
inexperience.
And that's the thing.
Okay.
I don't want you guys to
And
think I'm
no,
saying he's
give me
not a
no,
good
no, no, no.
trainer.
Give me. Let me ask you this. Well, give me a word to describe Papachenko as a trainer.
Um, I would say he's experienced because he had over 300 fights with his son.
And this is the problem. What I say is what people would say. People would say, yeah, if they'll call if Bill was if White, they would call him a genius because what he was able to do with his son, and obviously what Rolly would call a weak skeleton of a human, and he's been able to catapult his son in the sport of boxing to be the highest level, to outpoint a Lomachenko with 300 amateur fights and 2 Olympic gold medals. So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of bias that goes around Bill, and I think that anything Devin and Bill do is going to be highlighted to the utmost. But ultimately, a fight, they see some corners, they don't even give you audio. Sometimes some fighters are protected.
Right.
Bill, they was in top rank. Top rank ain't protecting them. They want all the juice. They want all the controversy. So that's all I'm saying is they was put in a kind of a bad situation. Devin was like, he kind of figuring out what I'm doing. It's after 9 rounds, it's 10 rounds now. I mean, shit, you dealing with a Hall of Famer. He's supposed to be figuring out what you're doing. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But now you got to dig deep and you got to finish the fight, and that's what he did. So I think Bill will get more credit after Devin has a dominating performance against Ramirez, and then ultimately if they can get the Ryan fight and get the Ryan win, I think that'll put a lot to bed.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the trainer only can do so much. It's up to the fighter to go out there execute.
100%.
I mean, we seen trainers all the time give excellent advice or excellent instructions, and the fighter just don't go out there and execute. That's not on the trainer. That's on the fighter. Sometimes it's just on the fighter. They got to go out there and execute. I'm not saying Bill gives Devin excellent advice every time, but I'm not going to say that he give him bad advice every time neither. So sometimes it's just on the fighter. The fighter gotta go out there and execute. So I mean, it works hand in hand because we saw that with Jamel and Derek James. Derek James was giving Jamel excellent instructions in that first Brian Castano. Jamel just didn't follow. He just didn't follow. We
Hey,
heard we heard the same thing from Antoine. He said the reason I lost that fight is because I deviated from the game plan. It
Yep.
just happens. It
Yep.
happens.
Well, I think Devin's one of the best there is in boxing when it comes to sticking to a game plan. I'm just saying, I just wish he had somebody in the ring because I don't think you guys realize Bill kind of just says stuff and leaves Devin to maybe figure it out. Devin, and this is not me trying to glaze him. Devin is a really smart fighter, and he's for what he don't have in natural gifts, he has an intellect. I would say he's probably one of the smartest fighters in boxing. His IQ is second to none in the sport. That's kind of his superpower is his IQ. And if I'm thinking at Devin's IQ, just like my man, let's talk about it, saying, I think you guys don't realize Bill is not doing much. Devin is just that. I'll put it like this, and this is just me talking honestly. I hate that Floyd Joy Mayweather Sr. got sick. I believe if Devin was under Floyd Sr.'s tutelage this whole time, this would be an entirely different discussion because Bill was never supposed to be the trainer. That was Floyd Sr.'s fighter. He said, I'm taking you from him. I don't know if you guys remember that. Floyd
You
and
mean
B3.
Floyd Jr.?
No, Floyd Sr. Floyd Sr. I'm talking about as a
Man, what are
trainer.
you talking? Hold on,
Hold on,
that's
listen,
his.
listen. Be quiet, Mark. I'm talking about, listen, let me finish. What I'm saying is, as a trainer, he made it his business to train Devin early on. He had Devin with him. What did he say when that whole Tank and Devin footage came out? It was a one-way deal. And but they said, who won? You don't need to ask. It's not even a question. That's what Floyd Sr. said. It's not even a question.
Yeah, he did.
So he just never. This the problem. He didn't get his trainer because his trainer got sick, and he still was able to become undisputed. That was all natural talent, and now at this point in his career, he's going to need some tutelage. He's going to need some understanding in the ring, and I'm telling you, Bill is not that guy.
Let me say this real quick before y'all
Pass it.
jump in. I think BVO he'll capture the people. He'll make the people think that it's nobody that's pushing Devin. I'm gonna say this. I don't believe the IQ is his superpower. I more so think it's his conditioning. He and his dog, the dog that he has in him, but his essentially his conditioning. So what BVO would lead you to believe is that if Floyd Senior is not there, there's nobody getting him to that level. S- Either this dude has the most intrinsic motivation out of any fighter we ever seen to have that much conditioning, or he has a team that's pushing him and getting him to that level. So BBO, I think you off base with that one. I know that Bill puts a lot of guys around Devin to kind of make sure that he's a well-oiled machine. So I mean, even if Bill is in the corner or Bill ain't in the corner, uh, I mean, like you saying, he's one of the top in the sport. So if he was with a Bo Mack or if he was with a Derek James or whoever, I think they would get the same out of Devin. Devin's conditioning is top. He's got A1 conditioning.
I
No.
just, I think you missing the fact of this, and my bad, D free. I think you missing the fact that Devin is really a special fighter IQ wise, and you don't see it because of Bill's mouth. I'm telling you, man, Bill is a pimp. I know you grew up in the suburbs. You don't know much about pimps. I'm from Cleveland. Bill is an old school smack a woman in the mouth pimp. A pimp will do a lot of things. A pimp will make you think a lot of things that are not true. Everybody knows Devin, and I hate to do this. Y'all got me like they doing with this. You got me sounding like I'm the biggest Devin Haney fan in the world. The whole reason there is a Four Kings is because of Devin Haney. What are we
What?
talking about?
BVO,
That whole
and
Four Kings of the young generation, that all
Bro,
came
I
from
don't know who you been
hold
listening to
on.
that told you that. That's bogus.
no one. No
And
one told
like
me
the
that,
other
bro.
guy, like the other guys didn't have to be formidable and look decent to be in that
What I'm
conversation.
trying to tell you is they were trying to do something because Devin was coming. When
Yeah.
Devin was young, I remember watching boxing back in the day. Back when you was playing with toys and watching movies at your aunt's house, I was watching big time boxing, B3. And what I'm trying to tell you is from a very young age, back when Devin was holding a Ring magazine belt for Super Judah, they always had Devin as that young guy, the next Floyd Mayweather Jr. He really showed a lot of promise early on. And I'm trying to tell you, the dude is special. He just got a horrible trainer that's holding him back. Think about what he did with Bill as a weight around his neck. Once he gets a real trainer, I cannot imagine how much more he can grow. They've been saying this for so long. You think everybody's wrong?
No,
Everybody's wrong about saying, Bill, get the F out of the man's corner. Put somebody who know what they're doing. Everybody say the same thing about Devin. Get him a trainer. What the
no,
F are you talking about? They've been saying this for years.
Man,
I'm
look
a,
here, look here, look here,
But
look here. All of that is just the opinions of the people. Bill Haney had one bad fight, but listen, if you feel like Devin Haney needs a new trainer and all that, that's cool. I just don't understand why you got to take it to this level with Bill. I don't hear you talk about nobody's father or nobody's trainer like this. I don't hear you go at T.O. Senior like this and bring up his past. I don't hear you go at nobody else like this, BVO. Like, you don't want this man to have a job in boxing. You don't want him to talk to his son. Like, the stuff you be saying is really
I
crazy to
didn't
me too
say
to
none
listen
of
to
that. I
sometimes.
said that he is holding his son back as a trainer. He doesn't need to be the trainer.
yeah,
Man,
but
you
you
say this
like
man is
Marky
a
said,
smack.
you haven't said that about nobody that has fathers or trainers that's not good according to what you believe a good trainer is. You telling me that T.O. Senior is a better trainer than Bill? No,
Of
Not even
course
close.
no.
not. They're in the same boat. They're
Okay,
Hey,
both
hey,
from
but
Arkansas.
you don't go at Tito Senior the same way you going at Bill. That's what Marky is saying.
If you
You
think
don't go
about
at
this,
him the
Marky
same way.
Dan, I don't talk about T.O. much anymore. T.O.
Even when
Senior,
you
I've
was
been told he
talking about
Even
wasn't.
when you
T.O.
do,
Even when you was talking about T.O., you never went at T.O. Senior the way you go at Bill.
you don't bring up the
T.O.
fact that he was
Senior
a
is a
gangster. You
drunk.
don't bring
What
up
do
the
you want me
fact
to
that he.
say?
No, we want you to keep the same energy. What you mean?
yeah,
What we want you to do?
You talking about this man's a pimp? He the type of dude to smack a woman in the mouth? Like, bro, that's crazy, BVO. We talking
yeah, that's
boxing.
what it is.
That's what we talking about.
No, we want you to keep the same energy across the board. That's why I keep telling y'all. You gotta be consistent. You gotta
What
be
I'm basically
That
consistent.
telling
nah,
you,
like
what
that's
I'm
crazy,
basically telling you
BVO.
is this. What I'm telling you is this. A guy like Bill Haney will smack you in the mouth, Marky Dan. He's the type of dude to do that. He's not gonna fight no man.
You know,
He gonna, he gonna smack you right in the mouth.
No,
But it is
all I'm
what
gonna
it
say this.
is.
All I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. I understand you want Devin to get a better trainer. You feel like Bill only took him as far as he could take him. You want him to get a better trainer. You do realize when you get a new trainer, you're gonna have a couple of step backs before you have any step forwards. Because now you gotta learn that new trainer's way of training. You gotta learn his new style of fighting that is going to be a switch of what type of fighter you're going to get when you get a new trainer. Most trainers train to the style that they're comfortable. Yeah, you might have a fighter that fight this style, but you're more comfortable training this style of fighting. You can try to change that, but majority of the time you're going to go back to what you're more comfortable with. So when you go back to what you're more comfortable with, you're going to have the same outcome. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not
100%.
the trainer. It's the fighter. The trainer can only do so much. They only can do so much.
Hey, BVO, what you think about Nate Jones working with Devin?
Think it's an upgrade, a huge upgrade. I mean, Nate Jones was Floyd's body man for a long time. I think the more they replicate that Floyd Mayweather stuff, it's gonna be good for him. I put like this. I wish Jeff Mayweather. We gotta just get somebody who knows what they're doing in that young man's corner. That's all I'm saying, Free. I'm not trying to go at Bill. I take it back. Bill, smack women and all that. I'm not trying to put that out there. We know that's what he do, but we're not trying to put that out there. All I'm saying is this: I just want Devin to reach his full potential, and I don't think he has a big brother like a Garrett Russell Jr., like what Antoine has, who can really give him some game because he's been in there and he's understands what he's looking at. It's been times where Bill was way off base. It's been times where Brian Norman Sr., who's actually been in the ring with some of the best, he said some crazy stuff in the ring. I'm trying to tell you, experience matters. He
No,
needs
that
to be with Ben Davison or be with somebody that can help him.
yeah, that's all fine and dandy, and all of that is true. You can get a better trainer to further your career, but the problem is when most fighters when they hit that second part of their career is after they turn 30. That's when that maturity turns on and they start to see things a lot differently. Sometimes it comes a little bit earlier when a fighter has a child and they start looking at situations differently. So Devin is still in that stage of he's still becoming a man. Even though he is 25, 26 years old, he's still becoming a man. Most times when you hit that full maturity as a man is when you turn 30 or older, a little bit older than 30. Right around that time frame is when you become a full potential of a man and you understand what you're supposed to do. You have more wisdom and you start to look at things differently. The same way with Floyd Mayweather Jr. The whole pretty boy switch to Money Mayweather when he right around the time when he turned 30. He started to say,
Wow.
you know what? I gotta look at my things differently. And a lot of it came from him having brittle hands as well. But that is the maturity of your mindset that you start looking at things differently. Now you see Tank Davis is starting to change how he did things before to what he's doing now because of his mindset is changing. So it's
Yeah.
just part of human nature. Your mindset changes a little bit to full potential when a man turns 30. You start to look at things differently.
Oh, you let my father tell it you're not a grown man till you're 42, which I think is crazy. But shout out to my dad. I'll just say this: it's tough. It's tough because I want the best for Devin. I don't want you guys to think about it's not about Tio. It's not about any of those guys. It's about we seeing a young guy just like with Tank. I want Tank to go back to Kevin Cunningham. I don't want these guys to be with those people that make them look their best. That's all I want. I want to see them shine as bright as they possibly can. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing about Devin. I'm not casting the scourge. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm not trying to put nothing. I'm not trying to attack him. I think for a fact he's a good fighter who's being wasted under horrible the subpar training. That's just me.
I mean,
I'm
what
done
what
with
if
it.
what if what if Devin it has reached his full potential? Maybe he has reached his full potential, and now it's just a matter of taking better decisions instead of and not so much learning new things. It's more so making better decisions. He might have reached his full potential right now. He might have. Like Floyd Mayweather, he reached his full potential. He became more smarter in the ring. It wasn't the fact that his skills got different. He didn't learn any new skills. He just became smarter in the ring. That ring
Yeah.
IQ kicked in, and he became smarter.
He
So
had to use
he
a
probably,
completely different style of boxing.
yeah, I mean, he probably has reached his full potential as far as his boxing style. It's more so now he got to make better decisions when he's in the ring. Am I going to step to this guy, or am I going to be a boxer? A boxer? Am I going to lay on these ropes, or am I going to pivot around and get back to the center of the ring? It's things like that where you turn. It's not so much you changing up your style. You just becoming your ring IQ is just becoming much better, and so
Well,
it's just little things like that.
brother Free, let me ask you this, and I want to ask you this too, B. I'm gonna have you answer this first, B. I'm gonna go right to Free. What would Devin look like if he was with Bomac?
Nobody knows.
No, I'm just
Nobody
saying,
knows.
what would be your guess? I'm talking about off his reputation. If Devin Haney was with Bomac, how would he look?
To be honest with you, I really don't know. I don't know what he would look like because the style that we see from Devin right now was a style that he learned when he was a young kid. If he was to change his style, I don't know what style he would go to. He don't he
B3,
he don't
B3, let me
he's
ask
not
you
gonna
again.
learn he's not gonna learn that style that he got right now. He's not gonna learn that from Bomac. Bomac doesn't teach that style.
Do you
He's not
know
gonna learn that from Bomac.
everybody that Bomac has put his hands on and gotten his tutelage has gotten extremely better, faster, throwing punches correctly?
I
Man,
would say that's
look,
not 100% true.
most of the fight, well, Eubanks look
Well, I
better,
say that yeah, Eubank did
Keyshawn
look, and
looks
then he
better.
did. He did
Everybody
get your
looks
boy a
amazing
championship
under
too,
Bomac.
Jamel. Yeah,
I
Jamel
mean,
got that
like,
championship. Yeah.
just like when my man Jamel Charlo had to leave Ronnie Shields to go win a undisputed title with what's the guys? Derek James. Sometimes you just need that special guy. If you put Bo Mack with Devin Haney, dog,
Yeah,
so
you
as
talking
you would
about
say, we
two
talking about
different.
maybe possibly the biggest nigga in the world if he get with Bo Mack.
You talking
I
about
don't think y'all
You talking
understand
about him?
Devin. We
You talking about him
love
getting with
Bill.
Bo Mac now?
Bill's a good guy at this point. Bill should be going to get people waters, Gatorades, and towels. He does not need to be behind
Oh, you talking about?
training nobody.
Hold up, BBO. You talking about if he was to get with Bo Mac now, or if he was
Yes.
to get with Bo Mac when he first started out?
No, right now. If he got with Bo Mack right now, and Bo Mack said, I'm training him, this is my guy, we moving forward.
He might be better, but it's not a
Hold on,
guarantee.
fear no matter about it. Everybody with him looks good.
Hold up. No,
Hold on,
it's
you
not.
don't know that, bro. You throwing a
not
hypothetical
guarantee.
situation at us.
It's not a guarantee that he's gonna be a lot better. It's not.
That's what you
He
think.
might get better. He might, but it's not a guarantee. We won't know that for a fact unless he get with Bo Mack and he gets better. If he get with Bo Mack and he get worse, then what?
Right.
Well, now we got Granddad here. Hey, Granddad, when you come here, don't cuss, man. Go ahead, Granddad.
What's the
Nothing
question?
more.
Question is this: how would Devin look if Bo Mack was his full-time trainer?
He look a lot more like Crawford.
His inside game would be way better. That's a
So
fact.
it's not Devin got all the tools physically. He got the height. I think he's about 5'9". He got decent arm length. The dude just got a doggone weight around his neck with Bill. Bill's little cultural. Bill Haney is like the Donald Trump of boxing. He's always looking for headlines. Now you got Bill Haney talking about Charleston White. Charleston White, come on, dog. Oh, we got Bill Haney talking about my
Well,
wife is.
let me say this. Let me say this, BBO. Let me say this. A great trainer, you know what he does? He doesn't really change what Devin does. What he's going to work on is Devin's mentality. That's what he would try to change. Because Devin, it's going to be kind of hard to get Devin to do something different, I think, now. Because Devin has been so successful doing what he's done. So you kind of don't want to mess with that. You may want to tweak it a little bit, but not mess with it. Basically, a trainer like Bo Mack will work on his mentality and his approach and give him better game plans. But he would have to want to listen. That's the problem. See, Devin's been
Hold on, who follows
successful.
the game plan better than Devin, Sheldon? Nobody. Devin Haney is one of the best guys at following the game plan in boxing.
Not in this last fight, because that game plan was whack.
The game plan was trash. I'm talking about when he has a
the fight before that, he winged it. Because remember, he said he figured that out already. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it myself. You remember that?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Because he went to his corner.
I'm not saying
his corner had no answers.
I'm not saying Bo Mack is no Superman. I'm trying to tell you, Devin is better than you think. He just ain't got the training.
All I'm saying is
I don't know, BBO.
We don't know if it's a guarantee that he's going to get better by having Bo Mack as his trainer. It's not a guarantee that he's going to get better. We believe he probably will get better. We believe he probably would, but it's not a guarantee that he will. Like Selton said, he gotta be willing to listen to what Bo Mack is saying.
The other trainers are Coach Red Spikes and Coach Saul. So yeah, I mean, Bo Mack do got a full team of guys that could if they put their hands on Devin, I think he could be
a little
more polished.
I'm talking about the nigga might be the best fighter in boxing. He get with them, man.
What?
You don't. This is the thing I'm saying.
If he's willing to listen.
But BVO is approaching this from such a bad faith angle. Like I really feel like it's anybody but Bill. That's
no,
really
I'm not saying that.
He's willing to listen. If he ain't willing to listen, it don't matter.
I think BVO got kicked off.
I think BVO fell off, capping too damn much.
I gotta ask. Oh, okay, go ahead, BVO. You back?
No, all I'm saying is this, man. And shout out to my man LDTV. I always mess up your first name. I hope you and the twins are doing good. Salute to you, my brother. But I'll say this, man. I just don't know how you guys don't see it. If Devin Haney is a train away, Devin Haney is just like when you out there in the street and you dating. It's some women out there that's one good man away from actually being somebody. You might have a Claire Huxtable, but she ain't got a man, so we can find it out. I'm trying to tell y'all, Bill is holding Devin back.
Okay.
He's a
I
wait
mean,
around.
we understand we're not going to get through to you, BVO. Let's move to the
No,
next
go ahead.
subject. Let's move
Thank
to the
you,
next
bro. We've
subject,
been on
dog.
this for like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
I
let's
was
move
I
to the
was
next
gonna
subject.
ask D Free. I wanted to ask you what you think about the Tevin and Zepeda rematch tomorrow. How you think that's gonna play out?
Hey, I was just about to talk about that, dog. I was just about to talk. I went back again, and because Marky Dan, I think Marky Dan was over there with us last night at Dub Right Side. No, what was you there, Marky Dan, last night?
No, I
No,
wasn't.
I know Crush
I
was there. Crush
was.
was there.
I
Oh
was.
yeah. No, I went back again, and I watched the fight again last night. Tevin Farmer didn't win that fight. He didn't win that fight.
No, he
He
got
had
outworked.
he had some great moments in that fight, but he didn't win it. He didn't.
He got outworked at the end. He got
Yeah,
outworked.
he got outworked in that fight. He got
Yeah, he did.
and like I said, he had great moments. He had some great moments in that fight. But no, if you go back and watch that fight, just go round for round, watch the fight. Take the what you believe it happened in the first fight and all that. Take all that out and just turn the volume down and just watch the fight. Tevin Farmer got outworked. He had great moments, but he got outworked. I think if the same thing happened in the next fight, I think Tevin Farmer might get stopped because Williams Zepeda was digging to Tevin's body, and
Yeah.
I mean Tevin was bending over. He was like, "Oh man, this man hit me," and he said it at the end of the fight. I see why people say what they say about you, dog. I see why they say what they say. He was digging to Tevin's body. Tevin didn't win that fight, and I understand what people say. They look at the knockdown and they forget everything else. But no, he didn't win that fight. But it was a great fight. It was a close fight. I'm not mad with the split decision, but no, he didn't win the fight. I think Williams Zepeda might do Tevin a little bit worse than what he did last time. I think he might do a little bit worse.
You think
If
you're about to
Tevin
gas
don't
again
knock
like
Zepeda out, if Tevin don't knock Zepeda out in Cancun, Mexico, he loses.
Yeah, I could see that. But only thing I'm gonna say is this: what y'all think? Do y'all think as far as power goes, Tevin might have a little more pop than Zepeda?
Hell no.
You don't think so?
Um,
Okay.
I don't know. I think it might be even
Man.
because Williams Zepeda is not a one punch knockout power. He's accumulation of punches. He wears his opponent down.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that he doesn't have more power, but I'm gonna say his power is just as good, if it's not more, it's just as good because Tevin caught him with a clean shot and William went down quick. So I never looked at William as a big puncher. I looked at him as accumulation of punches. So I wouldn't be mad if somebody say Tevin got more pop than William. I wouldn't be mad.
I'm gonna say that Zepeda got more pop. Respect to Tevin Farmer. He is a very accurate puncher and he has good technique. But just looking at their records, looking at their styles, I like Zepeda's power better.
I mean, all I can say is I agree with what you said, Free. TF ran out of energy. His gas tank went out. I think he might have had a hole in his gas tank. Because he just really faded. He faded bad at the end of that fight. And I thought if the fight would have ended in the 6th, 7th round, it would have been a different fight. But it doesn't. It ends in 12 rounds. And I think that Tevin is going to have to hopefully.
No, it was actually a 10-round fight.
Oh, it's 10. My bad. 10 rounds. I think Tevin's going to have to come with a renewed sense of understanding that, hey, you got to be willing to dig deep for this fight. And I'll be honest with you, he won't get the fight unless he gets a knockout. It's just that simple. He won't get the fight unless he gets a knockout.
Not with this style that he's employing right now. But let me just say this real quick. I was listening to Mustafa Mickens' interview, and he did say that
that Tevin, the training camp this time is better than the last one. He did say that they went and trained in Colorado Springs, in that altitude. So I mean, he's expecting Tevin to have a better performance. Now we just got to see what William brings to the table in a sense. Like, does he pick up his level, or does he come in similar to what he did in the first fight?
I'm gonna say this. I don't care if he trained in Colorado Springs, if he trained in daggone Pluto. It has nothing to do with his stamina. It's the body shots that he was taking. That's
Yeah.
what caused him to slow down. It had nothing to do with his stamina. Tevin is not known for gassing out in fights. He
No.
Go back and look at the fight. That
Yeah.
man was taking body shots from round 2 all the way until the end of the fight. Even when
Round
Tevin
1, 3.
Farmer,
I'm watching now. Round 1.
no, even when Tevin Farmer dropped Williams Zepeda went right back at him. He
Yeah.
went right back at him. So
He did.
I'm just saying though, I think Tevin Farmer might have fought the best that he could fight against that style of fighting, because that man Williams Zepeda put up 1,000 punches. He started off. They were like, you know what? I don't know if Williams gonna they say he put up 100 punches a round. Well, I don't even think he put up 50. They went to the end of the second round. That man had 150 punches that he had put up. So they were like, oh, well, he's back at it. He's back at it. He's back at it. By the time they got to the 7th round, they were like, oh, Tevin's putting up a lot of punches too, but Williams Zepeda is at like 800 punches. He's like, William Payne is stepping it up. I'm like, okay. It was one round, I think Williams Zepeda had put up 140 punches. According to what they said he put up like 140 punches. I'm like, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up to that.
What I would say, I don't think that Tevin Farmer has big power. I think he's a very precise puncher and a very accurate puncher, because one thing I didn't know is Zepeda is slow as Christmas. He's dead to be hit. You just seen Tevin really, teeing off on him. I mean, I did not realize Zepeda was that slow. I don't know. As good as
We've
Zepeda
been
is,
telling you that, BVO. We've been telling you he wasn't that good.
He's slow. I mean, if you put him in there with anybody with a heart, he getting stretched out, man. The dude is really not. He's not as good as I thought. I mean, I did not know he was that slow, man. He's slow. He's like.
Why you think he ducked Shakur 3 times? Why you think he ducked Shakur 3 times?
I mean, I don't know if he's that slow or if Tevin's just that much quicker. Because Tevin
he looked like he was in slow motion.
I mean, but BVO,
it looked like he
like when you
slow motion. Is Tevin that fast?
Yeah.
But listen, Zepeda's
fast,
offense is his defense. That's what he's known for. He's known for not giving you a chance to really come back and hit him.
He was throwing so slow, Mark. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
He can't be throwing that slow. He's throwing 100 punches.
Yeah.
You can throw 100 punches, but I'm just saying his speed. He don't got no speed. He was throwing. He was throwing like a normal person. He wasn't. His punches didn't look fast. I mean, Tevin literally was really moving out the way.
I mean, you don't necessarily have to be fast if you have good timing, BVO.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm
applicable
saying
to boxing. That's applicable to basketball. That's applicable to anything.
He got good. He's got good timing. Don't get me wrong, and he knows how to land his punches. But I'm just saying, Tevin was really standing up to that. It's just like Free said. The difference was the body work, and that's something that the old man Sheldon talk about. That's something that the grumpiest man alive first talk about. That body work is what made the difference. That's not a glamour stat. He really beat the man's body up, and the head will fall, and the head fell. Because like Free said it best, the Puerto Rican's right. We never heard of Tevin Farmer having no gas cannon. He ain't Caleb Plant. So that's my only thing. That's all I'm saying is the way he looked, I felt like Tevin, he probably can't do no better than he did. So he might unfortunately lose this fight. Unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know if Shakur wants to get in there with Williams Zepeda.
Why not? Why not?
He gotta get in there with somebody. Free, come on.
Why not? Zepeda's easy work. Are you high on Zepeda, D Free? You like Zepeda?
No, listen what I'm saying. You might believe he's easy work. Shakur don't believe he's easy work. Shakur don't believe he's easy work.
If Shakur
I don't know
don't
that. I
believe,
don't know Shakur.
man,
I haven't talked to Shakur in 25
I'm
years. I
telling
don't
you,
know
Shakur
what
don't believe
Shakur
he's easy
thinks.
work because they offered Shakur to fight. Shakur said no.
He been turning that fight
They
down.
offered to fight. They offered to fight Shakur on the Canelo undercard against William Skull.
He said no.
He said no.
he did.
Yeah.
There's an airplane going past. No, what I remember, D Free, is that Shakur and his team sent Zepeda 2 contracts, and Zepeda turned the fight down twice. That's what I remember.
No, what happened was William Zepeda said he wanted to postpone the fight. He said, I never turned it down. I just wanted to move it back.
That was the second time, D Free. The first time,
I'm not talking about the first time. I'm talking about the most recent one. I don't know what
fine.
happened the first time because I didn't see none of the interviews on that. I'm talking about the most recent one prior to the sending an offer to Shakur. When Shakur wanted the fight and William Zepeda, and I think it was in November, William Zepeda said, I want to move the fight back. He said, I didn't want to turn down the fight. I never asked to cancel the fight. He said, I just wanted them to move the date back because of whatever reason he had. He said, I just want them to move the date back. He said,
but at the same
whatever
time,
that is.
but at the same time, I think Shakur wanted to get a fight in before the end of the year. So I don't look at that as, but because he had a hand injury, Free, that's different to me. He had a fight scheduled with Cordina. Now I would still. How much time did Zepeda need? Like to January? What, February?
I don't know. He never. When he
supposedly he was having a baby, Marky Dan. He was having a baby.
Okay, well,
he wanted the fight moved back. They just automatically went to another fighter. They just said, well, whatever, and they went to go fight somebody else. He said, I never said I didn't want
to me, that
to
sounds
fight.
like he's not available for a prolonged period of time. Like I can't put that on Shakur, is what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is the man said he wanted to move the fight, move the date back. He said, I never told him no because everybody said, oh, he ducked Shakur. He said, no, I never ducked Shakur. I just asked him to move the date back. So that's what I'm saying. Whether he was available at that time or not, I'm just saying the man said he never told Shakur, no, I don't want to fight you. He just said, I want to move the date back.
Well, I trust your knowledge. I trust your boxing knowledge, D Free, but I just don't see what you see in Zepeda because I don't think he beats anybody at the top of 135.
I'm just looking at the fact that Shakur has brittle hands now. You gotta be able to punch this man in order to keep him off of you. I don't think Shakur is going to be able to punch him for 12 rounds to keep him off of him. That's the problem that I said. I don't believe Shakur wants that fight. I don't believe he wants that fight because you got to punch William Zepeda to keep him off of you. I don't think Shakur's hands is going to hold up. I don't think it's going to hold up.
We'll find out in the next fight.
Man. Them brittle hands, Grandpa, is going to hurt him, man. The man can't punch through a paper bag at this point. They said he got the
we'll find out.
He just re-injured his hand again. He had surgery. He sat out and got his hands fine. He said his hands was fine. He fought daggone the electrician, Josh Patty, the electrician, and he re-injured his hand again. I'm like, oh man, what the hell?
Get some titanium like Wilder.
He should have asked the daggone carpenter. He fighting the electrician. Can he ask the carpenter? Can he get some putty for his hands or something?
Come on, dude.
No, get some titanium like Wilder.
Something. He need to get something.
Yeah, Wilder really ain't been the same since he got the titanium in his hands. To be honest with you,
Wilder finna fight a fucking Cook.
Beat upside his head.
Hey,
Wilder finna fight a Cook in Kansas. You heard about that?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
He's gonna fight the fried cook out the diner in Kansas.
Nah.
Yeah.
That dude he
fighting in Wichita, Kansas.
The dude he
I
fighting
thought it was at least gonna be a Navy cook. So he just fighting a cook straight out of a diner. I mean, what's the difference between that and a cab driver?
I don't know,
but it makes sense though because I've seen Deontay Wilder eat Pop-Tart and egg sandwiches on his Instagram. So
I don't know. I just know. I don't know if we ever going to get this William Zepeda versus Shakur fight. To be honest with you, I don't know if we ever going to get it because if Shakur hands is not right. I don't think that his team is going to put him in that fight. I don't think it's
We ain't gonna get
That
Williams
boy, he
Zepeda
should
against
retire, bro.
Keyshawn, Tank,
Then he should
nobody.
retire. Then he should retire because from what that sounds like, he can't fight nobody.
No,
Because when is your hand?
I
When is
don't
your hand?
believe.
Well, hold on, Free. When is your hands gonna get better? That stuff progressively gets worse.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm right there with you, Sheldon. I don't believe that Williams Zepeda beats Keyshawn or beats Tank. I don't believe he beats them. Now I think he might have a chance with Shakur because of his hand situation. Now if Shakur hands was fine, I think Shakur probably will beat him. But if Shakur having those hand problems, I don't think Shakur is going to be able to make it past Williams Zepeda with those hand problems. That's the only reason why I say I think William beats Shakur is because of the hand problems. Now, if Shakur hand is fine and it doesn't give him any issues, I think Shakur can beat William because we see with Tevin Farmer that Williams Zepeda can be set down. Now, I don't think that Shakur is going to sit William down, but I think Shakur has a good enough ring IQ where he can outbox Williams Zepeda. I think his ring IQ is high enough where he can outbox him.
I think Williams Zepeda better focus on Tevin Farmer and stop worrying about anybody else.
I don't think he's worried about nobody. I think I think he's on Tevin Farmer. I think he's gonna whoop Tevin Farmer ass.
Well, in Cancun, Mexico, he should.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even think it's gonna come down to a decision. I don't think it's gonna come down to a decision.
EF out.
I think he might TKO. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. I think it might be a TKO. I think the referee might stop it.
I think we get the same fight, personally. I don't think Williams Zepeda's pop is what they say it is. I don't think he hits as hard as they say he does.
And that's what I said. I don't believe he hits real hard like that. I believe he has accumulation of punches. Now, that's Marky Dan that believes that he's a big puncher. I don't believe he's a big puncher like that. And I think he's accumulation of punches. I think he's a smaller version of David Benavidez. He's accumulation puncher. I don't think he has one punch knockout power. I don't think David Benavidez has one punch knockout power. I think those guys are just
especially at 75. He doesn't.
To be clear, the question was who had more power between Tevin and Zepeda, and I said Zepeda.
I don't think Zepeda has more power than Tevin. You think he does? I don't think he does.
Yeah. I think he does. I don't think he has one punch knockout power. That's what I'm saying.
I think
I just think he got more than him.
Yeah, because if anybody should have been knocked out, it should have been motherfucking Morrell. He was hitting Morrell with everything but the kitchen sink.
That's a fact.
He don't got no power. I don't think he got power like that, man.
I told you. I picked Morrell to win the fight. I was wrong in that, but I also told y'all that it's going to go to distance. I said I don't think nobody's going to get knocked out. I said it's going to go to distance. I was just wrong about who was going to win the fight.
Let me just say this real quick, man. Rest in peace to my favorite rapper, Young Scooter, man. I can't believe he passed away. That's crazy.
Man, you ain't know that dude.
That's one of my favorite rappers.
Hey, man, chill out. Be respectful.
Name 5 songs.
Man, all I can tell you is this. Young Scooter, a legend, man.
Oh, of course, that's Scholar, man. Disrespectful ass dude. R.I.P. Young
Don't
Scooter.
Don't start cussing.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
First off,
man, what you got, Scholar?
When people pass away, bro, everybody becomes sentimental. I don't know Young Scooter. I ain't finna pretend. I ain't finna put no RIPs. Death is death, man. We all gonna see death. You know what I mean? But you ain't gotta be, man. Come on, bro. We ain't got it. You name me 5 Scooter songs, and I believe you're a fan. Like, come on, bro. Stop it.
I just remember he came up with Skipper the Flipper and Migos back in the day with that whole Atlanta movement. I remember that. He had some tracks.
I never even heard of Little Scooter. I never heard of that. I thought he was about to
No,
say
not
Young
Scooter, man.
Young Scooter.
Young Scooter, Little Scooter, Moped. I don't know. I never heard of it.
I ain't heard of Young Scooter.
I mean, you're an old man, Frilio. You're not supposed to know him. Respectful.
I know a lot of rappers. I never heard of him.
Scholar, what do you think about this fight tomorrow?
Yeah.
Who you talking to?
Tevin Farmer versus Zepeda.
Give me a sec. Oh,
okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think Williams is going to win. I don't think Tevin Farmer is going. I think Tevin Farmer is just one of those fighters. He's good. He's just not that good. He's good. He's just not that good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, this work rate is overwhelming, Tevin. I'm in round 5 right now. It's just too much. It's too many punches, man.
exactly, dog. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to say, dog. Tevin Farmer had moments, but Williams Zapata was working him. He was working him. He had moments though. He did have moments. I'm not gonna say it was all Williams Zapata. No, it wasn't. Tevin Farmer definitely had moments. He hit Williams Zapata with some big shots. He hit Williams Zapata with some nice body shots as well. But it was just Williams Zapata. His work rate was just too much. I mean, like, even if you wanted to give Tevin Farmer the round, Williams Zapata took over the second half. You like, God, I want to give him the round, but what Williams Zapata did in the second half of that round, I don't know. I don't know if I can give it to Tevin.
Yeah, he really that fight, when you watch it on playback, it wasn't as close as it looked either. That's for sure.
Nah, I definitely don't. But I think he's going to get credit for volume. You know, he definitely was landing, but a lot of, I mean, Tevin was of course defensively sound. He was rolling with a lot of shots. You know, but it's just like you're saying, the work rate. So I think, I mean, what y'all think about Tevin really trying to stay in the pocket and just, land big shots on Zepeda to see if he can get him out of there? Do y'all think that may be a better strategy for him versus trying to box him for 12 rounds?
That was his strategy that fight. That was his strategy that fight. They told him, they said, you got to stand your ground. Don't go back. You got to stand your ground. And he even said it. He had an interview. I believe it was with Mill City. He had an interview, and they asked him. They said, so was that your game plan, to stand your ground and stay in the pocket? He said, yes, most definitely. He said, because with somebody like him, you can't give away ground because he's going to take over. So that was the game plan. It didn't work.
Yeah, the guy in front of Zepeda's a tough guy, I think. But that 10th round was kind of telling. I mean, Zepeda looked like he had kind of gassed a little bit. Tevin was able to land some big shots in the 10th. So,
I think it might be a upset up
with these last two. Okay, I want to hear you speak on it. But yeah, these extra 2 rounds they got might play a factor too. Because like you're saying, William, he got a high work rate, but if Tevin can really land some big shots on him, he can possibly hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he'll hurt him and get him out of there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a tall task though. That saying it is crazy. You know what I'm saying? For Tevin to get Zepeda out of there, you know what I mean? That just sounds crazy, but that's the only way you're gonna get it.
Like this, man. No matter what, no matter how the fight goes, I think it's gonna be a great fight. And it's actually a 50-50 fight, you know. It's not some overmatched BS fight that we've been getting. So it's gonna be nice.
Hey, BVO, you got Quavas, you got Norman Jr. Stopping Quavas, right?
Of course.
As do I. As do I.
What you think, Mrs. Sheldon? What you think about the Quavas kid? You think Norman gonna get him out of there early, or is it gonna be a tough fight for him?
He gonna get him out of there anywhere between 6 and 9. 6 and 9.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. After what I think a lot of people, they look at what happened with the Boca Chica fight and the Quentin Randall fight with Norman, and they kind of they not understanding that Quentin Randall is an Olympian, a decorated amateur, and so is Boca Chica. Boca Chica is kind of really one of the underrated guys in the sport, especially at 147. This Cuevas kid, he never really fought nobody. I mean, he got a nice built up record, but he was never really able to step up, and this be the first time he making 147 and a fight a puncher like Brian Norman Jr. I don't think it's gonna go well for him.
And you got to remember this too. Brian Norman Jr. is only 24, bro. He's only 24.
Right. Facts. Yep.
That's gonna be. Only thing is, you don't know because he only fought Centillion, and Centillion is. I mean, he beat Roach. I mean, I don't know. We won't know. We really just won't know till he fights Boots. To be honest.
Yo, I think this might be a dangerous fight for B. Norman Jr. Not because of his skill. He's obviously more skilled, but I think the mental, because like you said, he's young. the recipe for an upset, they gotta underestimate their opponent. You know what I mean? I think that they say that the championship belt make you 30% better. Make you 30% better. I just hope he don't go in there overconfident.
Well,
Well,
plus
the
you got to
problem
remember this too, Scholar.
he
You got to
won't.
remember this too, Scholar. He gets a bigger fight if he beats this guy. He moves into big money fights.
I tell
Agreed. I
you,
just don't want him to overlook him.
what a dad like
Yeah,
him,
this guy.
nobody. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, this guy. He's pretty. No, this guy. He's got a pretty good record. He's got a lot of knockouts on his record. I don't know. I think B Norman he should win. But I don't know. He stood to me. My thing with B Norman, those two fights. I know what you just said. B3 that those guys they had good amateur backgrounds. I just can't get those two performances out of my head. Like I really want to see B Norman in there with boots. I really want to see it on display if he could beat that dude. Because I just
Well,
don't
you got to
believe it.
remember this dude got a lot of knockouts, but who did he knock out?
Which one you talking about? B Norman or Boots?
I'm talking about Quavo. Neither one of them ain't fought shit.
Oh,
Neither one of them.
Cuevas.
I
Yeah,
mean,
neither
the
one of them
big
ain't
thing
fought.
I will say that kind of scares me about B Norman, and I know B Norman's my guy, is that he drops that right hand a lot, and I just don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what he's going to do when he get in there with Boots, and it's who's a hype job, but Boots can fight. So I mean, I just don't know. Man, he got some bad habits. I love B Norman. I just think he got some bad habits. If he don't
So
fix them, go
you
ahead.
picking undercard Boots, huh? You picking undercard Boots?
Over B
Oh,
Norman?
no, I got B Norman if they fight. I'm just saying. I'm hoping that he.
Okay.
I want to just say this too, real quick. Tommy, Rashidi Ellis's trainer said that they was cherry picking Quavaz. And I'm sure he knows Quavaz. I forgot Rashidi Ellis's trainer name. I
Ain't
believe
Rasheed
you.
the same dude that was rematching prospect fights?
Who Rashidi?
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing
Well,
about
let me,
that.
But all I'm saying is what they're saying is that the Quavas guy,
He
they know
fights
him and they know that he's not the dog that I think that his record indicates. And that's what kind of what Mr. Sheldon is saying is that yeah, he ain't really fought nobody. So why being he's 30, why hasn't he stepped up? Why hasn't anybody picked him up? Why haven't he fought a champion already? You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's getting the opportunity when Brian Norman just got a belt. And we know Top Rank how they, how they build their fighter. So
Well, you
it's just
gotta remember, he was lined up to fight B Norman before B Norman broke his hand. Remember, that was the fight he was
100%.
supposed to take.
100%, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. Even before then, that's what Rashidi Ellis' coach was like. Nah, Derek he's not really that guy. B Norman should be fighting a dog like Rashidi.
Was
So I
she
mean, and
the
of course he's
dog?
putting. Did you see what he did? What Villa did to him, and him getting through that? Absolutely,
Well, he's
Well,
a
Rashid
dog.
needs to go. Rashid needs to be trying to fight Villa.
That-
That's who he needs to be trying to fight.
no
Go find
question,
Villa.
no question.
If you can wake him up from that ass whooping he just took, go find him.
I
No
mean,
question.
no matter how you slice it, man. Friendship aside, I
Alex
think B
Appeal, yeah.
Norman, I think B Norman might be the best welterweight in the division until further notice.
I don't know why. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
I'm like
Boots ain't
you,
a
man.
real
But let
welterweight.
me but let me say this, BVO.
But
Even though I think Boots would I think he would smash Brian Norman. I don't think Boots is too interested in getting in the ring with Brian Norman. Because Brian Norman, regardless of how I feel, he is a dangerous young dude. He does punch a lot. And I don't think Boots really wants to fight that dude right now. I think he's gonna look for a way to leave him for last, or he's gonna look for a way to probably get out of the division without fighting Brian Norman.
I mean, he
And
don't fight no
you could
tough
call that a
fights.
duck if you want to.
He didn't want to fight Virgil. He didn't want to fight King Virgil, man. The dude's scary.
Come
Hey,
on, he ain't want to
hey,
fight King Virgil. Virgil was talking about on a 5-year layoff plan,
Yeah,
layaway plan. Yeah, I fight
And Virgil.
I mean, hey, Virgil didn't want to fight Xander Zayas neither.
Yeah.
Man,
Um,
Zacharias called him late at night when they was already late to fight.
Bring that.
Hey, hold up. You say they made a fight. They try to make a fight late at night.
Yep.
Last time I checked, Virgil was the one that sent Xander the offer and he gave him a time frame. And Xander offered, he answered that joint within 10 minutes. He said,
He
"Yes,
was
I'll
already
take it."
ready to go.
And that man Virgil said, "Nah, we're not gonna go that route. We're gonna go another route."
Well, I don't know if you can say that, Free, because he did fight Bocek, and then he went in there and fought Madrimov. I mean, he didn't have two full fights
Hey,
back.
all I'm saying is he sent the man an offer. The man accepted the offer. He went a different route. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying that he took a bad fight. He turned down the Xander Zayas fight. He took a bad fight. I'm just saying he sent Xander an offer. Xander accepted the offer. He went a different route. That's all I'm saying.
But Boots is ducking, man. You know Boots is ducking. I don't know why you even saying that.
Like I said before, y'all cannot say y'all let Earl sit here and say what he was gonna do, and Earl never lied to anybody. He followed his game plan, and then Boots says the same thing, and all of a sudden Boots is ducking. No,
Man,
you gave
Earl
Earl
took
the
a lot of
opportunity.
criticism, be free.
Hold up. You gave Earl the opportunity to stay true to his word. You gotta give Boots the same opportunity to stay true to his word. He said he won undisputed, and I told y'all if he fight anybody else other than a mandatory or a championship fight, I'm going to murder him on these YouTube streets. And he went in and had a unification fight. So he's staying true to his word. That's all I'm saying. Now, if he go and fight somebody else other than a champion or a mandatory when he said that's what he want, then I gotta get him. Because that's all I expect to see. A unification fight or a mandatory, because you can't get away from that unless you pay step aside and the mandatory is willing to take step aside. That's the
All
only way you
right.
can get away from that.
I gotta ask y'all this since we on this. What y'all think about the standing on this fight? We about 2 weeks away, right? How y'all think it's gonna play out?
Yeah, I think Boots is gonna beat the side of his head up. I think he's gonna put him to sleep inside of 9 rounds. Yeah,
Mm.
that's how I got it.
I think it's gonna be probably it's gonna be a good fight. I just think Stanionis might be tailor made for a guy like Boots. He doesn't do a lot of head movement. He comes straight forward. He's a pressure fighter. Um, he's pretty much playing into the hands of what Brian likes. I mean, what Boots like to do. He likes to be able to stick and move. And with a guy that just comes straight forward, we've seen this before when it comes to Jerron Boots Ennis. Now, I'm not saying that Stanionis is on the levels of the other guys that we've seen it with, but we've seen what Boots is able to do with guys that just come straight forward with no hair movement. He's able to outclass them very easily. So I don't expect to see anything different. But what I will say is Stanionis is a tough individual. Do I think he's on that level with Jerron Bucinis? I don't know. I don't know if he's up to the fight yet. I don't know if he's ready for that fight yet. Because Stanionis, yeah, he did have one fight of July of last year, but prior to that, he's been very inactive. So I don't know if he's ready yet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Karen gave Boots trouble because of his footwork, his angles, and also his pedigree. I think, like you saying, Stanionis a little more straight up and down, much
Man,
more like a
Karen was a
brawler.
goddamn grappler, respectfully.
Oh, who Karen?
Yeah, bro. Like in the first fight, he was running. Then in the second fight, to me, he was doing a lot of grabbing.
I gotta rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch it definitely before the fight. I thought he was doing some good work.
Man, he's a hug artist.
Stanionis is Errol Spence with no power.
Damn.
That's
So what
nasty.
is that?
A boxer with a good jab.
That's funny.
Is that like
He throws a lot of punches.
Devin Haney with no footwork?
Same thing.
Damn.
He gonna be there to be hit. He ain't gonna do no running. He gonna fight. He's a tough kid. But if Boots is what they say he is, Boots shouldn't have no problem with Stanionis.
But what do they say that he is, Sheldon? That's my question, Grandpa. What is?
They say he's the next one. He's the future face of boxing. That's what they say. I don't see that. I haven't seen it yet. But that's what they say.
I mean, he got the look. He's from Philadelphia.
He's at 147. I think he got the style. He could be the one. He could.
The one to do what?
The one to beat all these dudes to death. Oh, my bad, BVO. The one to beat all these dudes down, get the belts at 147, move up, beat Virgil, shut him up, beat Fondora's big lanky behind, get all them belts, become pound for pound number one. Bring some
That's what
clarity
they
to
said.
boxing.
That's what they said about Morrell too, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
I
one
was
thing he's gonna
wrong.
have to do,
I could
Marky,
be wrong about this too.
he gonna have to hope and pray Devin or somebody get that belt off Barrios, because Al ain't gonna
Hey,
never let him come outside and play.
hey, Sean, go straight to hell.
Hold on, quit saying that, Mark.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Marky?
I say go straight to hell, throwing Morrell in my face.
I ain't throwing Morrell in your face. I'm just telling you what they said. They said he was a boxer. He's the next Muhammad Ali. He's this, he's that. And I told you from the time they signed that fight that David Benavidez is going to beat his motherfucking ass.
Hey,
You did.
They said Morrell was Muhammad Ali.
I ain't say that.
Who the hell said that?
H Money
Probably
does.
Cuban Tommy for
It was
sure.
H Money
No,
that.
it was podcasters. Hold on. Let me answer the question.
BVO said it.
It was podcasters running around saying that he was the next Muhammad Ali. He had the amateur pedigree. He's the greatest boxer we've seen in the last 10 years. They were saying all that shit.
Yes, whoever said
And I
that
said,
is
all I said was who? Against the Walmart worker and the forklift driver? That makes him Ali?
Hey, what I would tell you is I like Morrell. I like him. I thought he would be the one that beat David Benavidez. But even I would not say something like that. That is somebody definitely drinking too much of the Morrell juice. Because you're going a little too far to say that.
Yeah, that's
And
wild.
all I'm saying to you, D Free, is I never saw it. And when they asked me, I was like, hey man, Benavidez is gonna beat the shit out that dude.
keep it short and simple, huh? Short and simple, man. Shout out to Grandpa. He never gonna make it complicated. He gonna know where he stand. That's a fact. He gonna know where he stand. But I'll say this, man. One thing I'm wondering before we get out of here is this: is boxing kind of going down, or does it look like boxing's on its way up? What you guys think? I say it's on its way up. What you guys say?
I think boxing is on its way up, especially with TKO boxing coming. So I think that's just going to be on an upward trend. But for right now, I don't know. I think we got some things to be excited about this year. I didn't really care about Canelo versus Crawford, but I ain't gonna lie. I'm actually interested to see it. I want to see if Bud can actually, if he can actually make it an entertaining fight while it lasts. I'm actually curious to see what happens in that. And you know what I'm saying? And Nui's fighting in Las Vegas. He's fighting in Las Vegas in May, and he's fighting MJ in Las Vegas, or it might be in. Oh no, I think it might be in Saudi. I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, I think we got some more excited. Tank is gonna fight again. We're gonna see what he's gonna do. You know, I think I'm excited for this year. Usyk Dubois.
I think boxing. I think boxing is right where it's always been. I think a lot of us just we focus on the bad part of boxing too much, and we're like, oh, boxing's dying. No, it's just like any other. You have a high time and you have a low time. Last year was a low time. You go back to 23. 23 was a high time. 23 was a high time. Everybody was like, oh, we getting all the fights we want. And then 24 coming, we're like, oh, man, boxing's dying. And nobody want to care about it. Now we coming back to 25, and everybody like, oh, we getting a lot of these fights that we expect to see. So I just think it's part of everything. You have the high times, you have the low times. It just, we focus too much on the negative of boxing that we don't even see the good that boxing is putting out. We just see all of the negative. And I don't care nothing about TKO boxing. That's only Marky Dan that cares about that. I care nothing about it.
You're going to care about it in the next 5 years, old man. You're going to see progress.
Shout out to Dion.
They're not going to be around 5 years. They said they 2 years.
5 years. He said,
you know what I think
the most
exciting fight gonna be tomorrow? It's probably gonna be Ryan and Michaela Mayer.
Who you got winning that one?
right?
Michaela a dog, man. Michaela a dog.
Yeah, she is. I like Ryan, but both of them
A
is
body
just.
double or something.
Say that again, BVO.
I said, you know, people that made her look like she got a body double at times too, man. When she done got beat up by Alicia Bungardner. I mean, I don't know. I thought we wasn't gonna see her no more. We'll see though.
She offered Bumgarner to fight at 47. Bumgarner turned it down.
Too big.
You talking about Michaela?
Yeah.
Michaela beat her, bro. She was robbed.
I about to say, I was just about to say that. I don't think she got beat up by Alicia Bungardner. I think Alicia Bungardner had some nice rounds, but I don't think she got beat up by Alicia Bungardner. No, Alicia Bungardner don't beat nobody up past 6 rounds anyway. If you make it past 6 rounds, she ain't beating you up no more. Whether she beat you up the
I thought
first,
she beat the last girl to death pretty
whether
good.
she beat you up the first 4 or 5 rounds, she ain't beating you up no more after 6. You already know. It's smooth
What I
sailing
do
after
like
6.
though, D Free, I do like her signing. I do like her signing with Jake Paul. That makes the fight in that Toronto fight possible.
So yeah, that's the biggest. He's the biggest promoter in boxing. So I get that. It's good
Do
fight.
y'all think Alicia is like, is she at her ceiling, or y'all think she can get better in the sport?
Nah,
Man,
I
she
think
the
she
GOAT.
had her ceiling.
She the GOAT.
Man, she taking steroids. She
On
got room
top
to
the
grow.
fact that's just what I was about to say, Scholar. On top the fact she don't got the drugs no more.
Hey, I would say Alicia Bungardner is who she is. I don't think she's going to change anything anymore. I think she is who she is. She's a person that got decent power for her size. She can scrap, but she also has a hole in her gas tank. I don't think she's going to change anything that she is. She's going to be exactly who she is. The same way we look at Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is a decent boxer. He got good skills. He got decent power, but he got a hole tank in it. He got a hole in the tank.
But
He
that's
ain't gonna
crazy.
change.
That's crazy, D Free. Like
No,
what kind of drugs was she doing? Like, was it just for power? Or like she couldn't mix some endurance in there? Like her whole
I
career?
don't know. I don't know. All I know is every time she fights, she gasses out after 5 or 6 rounds. She's on E immediately.
She's on E. Oh man, you
That's
funny.
terrible.
That's a fact.
That girl be completely done. Completely. It's like there's no reserve tank, none of that. When she get past 6, she like, all right, I'm completely done. I'm burnt. You ain't getting no more out of me. Ain't not a
Hey,
drop,
well, I
not a
mean, it's
not a
a
Well, let me
2.
10
say this.
round
Let me
fight.
say this real quick.
It's a 10 round fight, Free. I mean, 6 rounds she won.
This is something a little different, man. Uh, yo, you wild free. Hey, you made me forget about what I was about to say. Free.
Let me just say this real quick, BVO. Like with Alicia being at 130 and them fighting for Amanda and Katie fighting for undisputed at 140. I mean, she kind of bypassing a lot of work. I know, of course, you're gonna jump up and wait for the big fights, but I would prefer to see if like Scott Nicholson can move up and fight her for undisputed. I mean, even though Sky's kind of got beat, or maybe even Tierra Brown to get that opportunity and fight Alicia. I don't think she should jump up 2 weight classes when she got, like a Caroline Dubois at 135 and all that, good work. Beatrice Ferreira at
Oh, absolutely.
135,
She
like
got
all
some
them
work.
good fighters.
Yeah,
She
she
can
got
she
some
can get
work.
some
I
work.
just think that Tierra Brown is probably too old. I think
Yeah.
Alicia beats her, and Scott Nicholson just ain't that
I
good. I think
love that
Alicia schools
Carolyn
her. She
Dubois
probably knocks
fight.
her on.
I want to
Right.
see that Dubois fight. I want to see her move up. I think they should go back to the
That's a
UK
fight,
because that's
Mark.
where
That's the fight right there.
yeah,
That's the
Yeah.
that's
fight.
where that Michaela Mara and her fought in the UK. That's where that whole crazy build up happened. So the people over there know Alicia. They know what she bringing to the table,
Yeah.
and she gonna talk her shit to Dubois. And
Hey,
Dubois
man,
shit, her mouth is
why are you
heavy too.
cussing? Why are you cussing, man? What are you doing? You
Oh
know
my bad.
better. You're a wild boy, man.
Yeah, I think, but
Hey, at
I
least
think
I
they
ain't
can give
talking
you.
about pimp
Auburn pulled
smacking
away,
women in
Marky
the
Dan.
mouth, respectfully.
You
Auburn
said
pulled
what?
away, Marky Dan. They pulled away.
What'd you say?
I said Auburn pulled away. There was a dog fight for a minute. They pulled
Oh
away.
yeah. I saw it was close. It was real close early. What's the score on Purdue?
Purdue, I didn't see. I think they won though. I think Purdue pulled it out.
They was in a close. It was a tight defensive battle early. My bad breaking up the boxing talk. Go ahead, BBO.
Purdue down by 10 right now. I needed Houston to win this. Yeah, Houston up by 10, 46-46.
Oh,
It's
cool.
looking
We
like
got a
it's
whole
gonna
Southern
be
Final Four.
Yeah, it's gonna be
it's
nice.
looking like it's gonna be Alabama, Auburn, Houston, and Duke.
Ain't
Is
that
the
funny
four.
that Alabama became a good basketball team? Shout out to Avery Johnson, man, for
Well, let me
making.
just say this, y'all. Alabama and Duke have to play tomorrow. So they going
They in the
yes,
same.
that's a Elite 8 matchup. Yep.
Bro, that's gonna be
My
crazy.
Dukies is going to
Yeah,
the
so
Elite
Alabama, I
Eight.
think they got the best offense in the country, but Duke, they the most complete team in the country to me.
yeah, that's gonna be a
Duke
hell of
is
a game.
going to the Elite Eight.
Shoot to my
Yeah.
brother Chris from
The
Arizona.
flag of Cooper, like I told you, DeFrilio. The flag of Cooper.
Defilia.
I don't know nothing about the flag of Cooper.
The Cooper flag.
I don't
I
know why
just
he's still
know
man. He
Duke
always
is
going.
elite. That's why they're going to the Elite Eight. They are
Because they
elite.
got Cooper flag.
No,
No, what
it
I'm
ain't
saying
no
is why
one
his
man
flag
over
still.
no team when it comes to Duke. There's no one man over a team. It's an elite team.
Yes, it is. That's flag still.
Hold on, I gotta ask this real quick while we here. Everybody that watched the first Mayor Ryan fight, how y'all had that scored? Or who
I
y'all
ain't
had that
watch it.
winning that fight?
I had Michaela. I don't remember how I scored it. It's been a little while.
Michaela.
I scored it for Michaela myself.
Okay. I thought it was close. I just thought Sandy was kind of, she was making a fight, of course, pressing action. She was hitting her with that big right hand. I think that one scorecard seemed a little off. I think one judge only gave her 3 rounds. But I think this fight, Sandy gonna try to push the action and try to stop her for real. I did have Sandy winning that fight actually, just because of them right hands she was cracking Michaela with. But Michaela, we all know how scoring go in boxing. You're gonna get favorable treatment when you're the A-side fighter.
Y'all see that dude that look like Kimbo Slice? He got beat to death. Shout out to my man. What's his name? Leonard. Pendon. Was it Perdol? Dome? Whatever. Man, that brother got beat to death, man. You gotta see
Damn.
that.
You talking
Yo,
MMA?
He beat the black off this dude.
that's
We gotta get
racist, BBO.
that.
You making Ron Garcia smile right now, brother.
What you say?
Oh, he knows.
Heck, man.
Tommy
Get a
Tommy
straight
said
jacket,
Tommy,
dog.
you say
That's all
Tommy
I
said he
say.
got
You
a
get a
buddy that's
straight
signing
jacket.
with TKO. Can you break it? Is that Jose Roman? Or if it's not Jose Roman, I don't we can't have him ducking Jalil. We still need that rematch. Hopefully
Yeah.
Hopefully Jose
I don't
Roman
know.
not run into the TKO.
Even talk. I don't think he ducking Jaleel. Well, we will see. I don't think he ducking him.
No, I don't think he's ducking Jaleel. The fight was made. I mean, they was about to fight. It just Jaleel. He hurt his foot.
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
Who was Jaleel about to fight? He was about to fight that Herrera kid.
Yeah, he about to rematch.
Yeah,
That Herrera kid, the Cuban dude. He's a Cuban or Puerto Rican or something.
Yeah,
Jose Roman.
Jose Roman.
Oh, Roman.
Yeah.
Oh, he gonna beat the hell out of him.
I mean, he lost to him.
I don't say
I know he lost him the first time, but this time he gonna beat the hell out of him.
Marky, did you watch that fight?
I didn't. I'll be honest.
I don't know.
All right, you
They
gotta
say he
watch
was
because
trying to make
the only reason I said it because you said Karen was doing a lot of holding. So you gotta watch that when you get a
Nah, he
chance.
wasn't holding.
I watched the boots carry. I watched that whole fight, but I'm just saying. Shelton said that Hackett. Well, whatever. Shelton's allowed to have his opinion, but I'm just saying he lost to him the first time, so it's not out the possibility he could lose to him again. That's all I meant.
Oh no, it's not out of
B.
the realm of
Norman Jr.
possibility. Oh shit, 56-50. Okay, yeah, it's
Yo,
not out
B.
of the realm
Norman
of
Jr. finna
possibility.
stop that guy, bro. Last time he was in the ring was 2023.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's another point. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's getting a nice
to
payday
be
for this
honest
fight.
with
For
you,
real.
to be honest with you, I don't think Hatchet lost that first fight. To be honest with you,
Of course
I
not.
don't think he lost that first fight.
What you mean, Brian Norman beat him to death? You talking about Greg Hackett?
No, I'm not talking about no
I'm
Greg
finna say
Hackett.
that's
I'm
what
talking
I'm
about
thinking.
Jaleel.
I'm like, who we
We
talking
talking
about?
about Jaleel.
Yeah.
We talking about
Oh,
Jaleel, bro.
oh,
I'm
Jaleel.
talking
Jaleel,
about
Jaleel.
Jaleel.
Jaleel
I don't
Puerto
think
Rico
that.
fight.
Yeah, I don't think
okay, I
Jaleel
thought you
lost
said
that fight.
hack.
He did. Jaleel
I don't
Hackett.
know.
Come on now.
Purdue down 6. They coming back.
Oh, I gotta turn that on.
Dun, 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 dun,
Hey,
dun,
I'm gonna be
dun,
honest with you.
dun,
I think Farmer might get the upset. I'm gonna put $5 on him.
man.
I'm putting $50 on Brian Norman Jr. It's a plus 100 for the knockout.
Oh shit! Well, I'm gonna put some money on that too.
Hey, we getting out of here. Y'all crazy niggas won't stop cussing, man. On that note,
You're
we
just
see y'all
cussing.
tomorrow for the TF fight. It's your boy BVO Boxing. It's your boy Puerto Rican Freak. And we got the biggest hater in the world, man. Shout out to Boxing Scholars. Shout out to Devin Haney, Spit Bucket, man, B3, and Grandpa Shelton, and
Yeah.
Wesley and Mark. And we out here, y'all. Also, shout out to my man Crush the Legend. Crush the Legend will be on tomorrow at 6 to give you a pride what is it, a fight preview. So make sure y'all check
And
out Crush.
and BVO, the Vargas brothers, they just text me. They said you forgot to stop off and drop off their beans and rice and salsa. So you need to make sure you make that delivery before you go to bed.
Yeah, go get it done, boy.
All I can tell you is back to the sugarcane fields. And one thing about you, B3, man, I'm not gonna argue with a brother that's still from Dollar Tree, man. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
dang.
do it. But on that note, you got anything for us, Crush?
Hey, the moist meter is coming for all you
Okay.
moist ass mother effers out there real soon. We out of here, y'all. We see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
And Crush should be here tomorrow, man, 6:30. Don't miss his fight previews. We gone. Peace.
Peace.